I ain't trying to hear nothing. Not the complaining, not the crying, not the back. We ain't doing that because the New York Knicks did exactly what they were supposed to do. If you know what that's from, you know what it's from. Game 1, victory won by our New York Knickerbockers. And we can talk about stats and all that, and this person put up this person put up that. What I care the most about is we saw a third quarter that we are so accustomed to, looking like doom and gloom, and it's looking like this about to be another chapter in the story of the New York Knicks. Just can't figure out the Boston Celtics. 0-4 is the Boston Celtics. Not tonight in one of the most pivotal games that you can come up with against this team. Third quarter, we saw that light switch flip on for the New York Knicks. OG Anunoby go on a stretch. Jalen Brunson reminding folks why the award is in his award closet right now. Third, fourth quarter, we saw them turn it around. And Mikal Bridges, I am not hearing not a soul from y'all tonight. When y'all bring up Mikal Bridges, when you on these phone calls, as long as I'm here on this live, I want to hear, my bad, CK. By the way, Mikal Bridges did, and then you say whatever your take is. Because I am not trying to hear it tonight. 51 minutes played, I get it. The shot did not fall in the beginning of the game, but you know when it did, JD? You know when it did? When we needed a big 3 in overtime. I remember that. That's what I remember. I also remember immediately after missing a shot on one play, he didn't cry. He didn't complain. He definitely was short and fouled. But what did he do? Went on the other side defensively, saved the ball, and get us an opportunity for an OG Anunoby and won. Mikal Bridges did everything that we needed in that overtime, the little pieces, so that OG Anunoby and Jalen Brunson can lead this team for a victory in game 1. I'm hyped up, bro. And Cat, we still waiting to see what Cat gonna show in this series. And we were shooting raggedy from the free throw line, and we coming away with the victory. Game 1 in the books. 2025 New York Knicks 1-0 in Boston. JD, DK2K, KnicksFanTV, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Bro, I'm hyped up, man. We can talk about stats. We can talk about something fun. But JD, bro, I love your takes. I love your energy. Just bless this damn chat on how you're feeling about how pivotal, how important winning game 1 in Boston really, really is. Go ahead. Let loose. Let loose. Let loose.
I can't believe this, bro.
Come on.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Wow. What a game. What a win. What a comeback. Oh, man. Yo, bro, this is one of those moments where the Knicks fan, I don't know when it's going to sink in to relax. I don't know when it's going to sink in to just, all right, take a deep breath. Let's go over this game.
Right.
Because I'm still, CK, living in that moment. I'm still living in this movie of Jalen Brunson back-to-back threes over the Celtics. I'm still living in this moment of, for that little bit of possessions, it was like 2 possessions, we had the lead. And then when I think it was Tatum, somebody in the Celtics came back and they took the lead again, it felt right there in the fourth, it felt like, all right, here comes the Celtics. They're going to be the champ. You know what I mean? Like we had the opportunity. We could have taken the chance. I think we were up 4, and then we blew that 4-0 lead. And then at that moment, I know there's some doubt that creeped in because you just feel, man, is this team going to give us multiple opportunities? And I'm still in that moment. And we still were able to, pull it off. But the special thing about this, CK, is when you have certain players in the team under so much scrutiny, under so much pressure, under so much criticism, and they actually don't have the great statistical game, but they were part of the victory. They can go in the team bus and feel like they actually contributed. Even Karl Anthony Towns with the tip-in. Even that right there, That's important when Jalen Brunson had the clear lane. He missed it, and Towns tipped it over and hit the bucket. He gets to join the club. Mikal Bridges. Oh, my God. Boy, was it frustrating for the first, whatever, 4 quarters.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
for sure.
And somehow I was telling myself, if we could just keep it close. There's something about Mikal and a knack to make the clutch defensive plays. It's like somehow for the first, like the inconsistency throughout the game is frustrating, but it's something he does mentally rise to the occasion from a focus standpoint, from a concentration standpoint, when the moment kind of elevates and he's really on an island having to figure it out. Like, here you go, brother. Figure it out. Get a stop, get a steal, get a block. He had 2 steals, a block, and a huge 3 in overtime. And don't tell me in the chat that when it went into overtime and it's going on to the commercial break, you're not thinking to yourself, not that you didn't think we were not going to win, but you thought, oh man, 5 more minutes. These guys are launching threes. It's going to be really difficult to do this. It's going to be really difficult to do this. Because it reminded me of the last game that we went into overtime. And when you're on the road and you continue to give the other team an opportunity, sometimes it's not enough. And boy, we somehow made this happen. And I think this is the best case scenario that it happened in the comeback fashion, in the fourth, in overtime, and again, with guys in foul trouble. With Deuce McBride off the bench, even campaign here and there. Even, how about the hacker Mitch? It actually low-key worked against Missoula in the second half. You know why? Because with the Porzingis being out, Cornette and the other guys accumulated fouls, and now he couldn't do the hacker Mitch early because you're not going to have enough bigs to finish the game. So because of the way they won, CK, and the level of just physicality that it took, the bad calls that it took against us, it can only build their character, their resolve, and their mental toughness. And I'll say this to end it. This is another game adding to the whole Detroit Pistons narrative that I talked about, where I felt the Pistons series was going to prepare this team from a mental standpoint because of how gritty, how physical, and how tough it was. You saw the reward of it tonight. When we was getting smoked and everyone was saying, yup, this is what it is. We just can't beat this team. They're just better than us. We're just not good enough. We're not going to figure it out. We're going to get swept. We'll be lucky to win a game. I know those thoughts were creeping in. When that happened, guess what? In the season, it would have turned out that way. Tonight, it didn't. And they responded. And here we are, baby. Up 1-0.
Come on, man. This ain't regular season. This is not regular season. There was just that feeling. There's just that feeling amongst the real ones that knew, like, yes, this season did not look great when we played against this team. It felt like we started to figure out the last 2 times we played Boston, but it just did not look right. And here we are in this game. We start out okay, but somehow we were just hanging on. We were just hanging around this team throughout the time. They finally started to make their shots. I think they got the lead to about 20. But even then, you started to see the shots start to miss again. JD, they put up 60 threes, made 15 of them. 60 threes. This is what this team's identity is. They're going to shoot the ball. Yes, there's going to be those opportunities where they do make a good amount of them in a row, especially if you're going to leave them open for that. But we saw in a prime example today, even in the clutch, shout out to, I think it was Drew Holiday that made that 3 you were talking about that gave them that lead. But immediately after that, they went away from it. Shot wasn't falling. And what did the Knicks do? Fought through that. That is something we did not get blessed enough to see this regular season that had some Knicks fans worried. The fight, but it was there tonight. And when does it matter the most? Game 1 in Boston to start off a series where we're seeing all of the stats In all of the predictions, Knicks or Celtics in 5, Celtics in 6. We're here even hearing those wahoos over on the wayside over in Boston talking about it's going to be a sweep. Well, now you got to figure it out. And miss me, I'm looking in the chat and I'm seeing it already. Talking about, but Porzingis didn't play. You guys did that without Porzingis. Okay, cool. Cry about it. Talk about it. That's not our problem. Our problem is we're trying to win 4 games before the Boston Celtics. If he want to be out because he got whatever it is, food virus, if his pinky hurting, whatever the case, that's not our problem. Our problem is going out here, and when we not making free throws, we not making shots that we should be making in the first half, but we somehow fight through and get that win, that's all we care about. So you can cry and talk about your little it would have, could have, should have. We're not here for that business. Y'all can play that game. We could talk about who we missing, who didn't play. Cat was sitting out for the majority of the second quarter because we can play that game too. But we ain't gonna do that because we fought and get this big, massive W against the Boston Celtics in game 1, JD. In Boston. How you go from losing to this team all season long and to winning in the first game in the playoffs in their home stadium? Come on, bro.
You know how? It was trending from the last game. This is the second game in a row since the Knicks have been fully healthy that they go into an overtime game. Second game in a row. Really? Remember that 4th game of the season where we weren't sure if the Celtics were going to play for it all because of where we were in the season, how many games was left, and they actually used that game as their last dress rehearsal for the playoffs, and they went all out, and Jrue Holiday came back, and everyone was healthy.
Yep.
What happened there? We took that as a positive, even in a loss.
Yep.
And look at tonight. And by the way, Porzingis, in the 13 minutes he's played, was 0-4 with not one 3-point shot attempt. And you know why? And you got to give the head coach credit here. I had tweeted about, and you saw the tweet, about how, hey, you know what? Throw Josh Hart at Kristaps Porzingis. Have people, JD, but he's 6'4". He's 6'4". I'm like, yeah, you see Jrue Holiday go on Karl Anthony Towns, right? The Celtics had Jrue Holiday guarding Paolo Banchero. This is something the league is doing now. They're putting the wings on the big men. And when you look at the Knicks personnel, you got to think about what is a way to attack these guys. You got to get physical with a Porzingis. Porzingis in the last 10 games before tonight has 7 of those 10 games. He shot 50% or higher from 3. 7 of those 10 games, 50% or higher on threes. He's getting 8 to 9 3 attempts per game against the New York Knicks.
Insane.
You know what you do? You get physical. And look in the 13 minutes that he played, he had a little trouble getting in positioning. He had a little trouble around the rim. He was 0-4. Why? The Knicks were being physical. They were switching, and they were corralling his space. He didn't even get to shoot a 3. And that was also because of the defensive switching that Tom Thibodeau went into this game. You didn't see a lot of drop coverage tonight. Credit to the head coach.
Facts,
He lived and died with a defensive game plan that, although it got Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble. By the way, the second foul was, I didn't agree with it. But although you took that risk and you paid for it a little bit, you see in the totality of it, this might be, CK, the best chance that we have to compete with this team is to stick with a switching defense and live with the results.
Yeah, I completely agree. Especially at this time, you have to. You have to. It's our best shot. And you saw it tonight. Again, especially with a team where more times than not, they're gonna settle for that 3. So you gotta settle for it. And I think we did a good job with that tonight. Now, again, we excited, but we know it's a long series to go. But y'all don't understand, man. It is huge to get the first game, away game, against the top seed, the defending champion. We need that. That definitely switches up the whole entire series. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I gotta show love. We came out here hot because we are excited about this win. It's a big win. We're going to talk about the stats, all that other stuff. We're going to take calls from you guys, but I got to show love, man. We send that damn near 4,600 in the chat right now. Excited, feeling the same way. Few haters in the chat, but I love the haters in the building because, you know, you ain't got nowhere else to go. So I understand you guys sit in your corner and hate on because we are having a great time after a big game 1 win. I got to show love to always JD, go and let it out, dog.
How about that OG dunk? How about that OG dunk? And he kicked Tatum. How about that? That was a monster dunk. That was a grown man. That was a grown man.
Game. At the time of the game, too, man. They say,
bro, OG be having those when OG has those like dunks, and then you saw how he like the way that he was like hanging on the rim.
Yeah.
With strength, with power, with the air one on Tatum. Oh man, this team just
29, 4, 3, 6 for 11 from 3. Oh, Gugua showed up and played tonight, man. We're going to talk about that. But let me, real quick, let me show some love to our Fanchise members. Always a big bag showing up. Che, I see you. Corey Buckets. Liggy, shout out to all you guys for rejoining the Fanchise. LD with a $2 super said the Celtics are not unbeatable. Space and move greater than ISO. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the big $10 super from Rondell Hartley said Knicks in 5. And I'm sipping tequila tonight. As you should, brother, as you should. $5 super from Rasheem Robinson. Knicks fans may need to game plan a little bit and boo them at the Garden. Brunson and the Knicks clearly thrive in these tough environments. You're right, man. JB loves the animosity. So you saying we got to come into the Garden and start booing JB when we, okay? A little bit of reverse psychology. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. We got a lot of amazing supers. We'll get to those, but I want to get to the phones, man. Let me get to the phones. I'm trying to learn how to do this. You know, I haven't run the reins here a little bit and play by play a little bit. Let me move these things over on the Discord. But real quick, while I'm doing that, JB, JD, we just talked about OG Anunoby and his greatness, but come on, we got to talk about Jalen Brunson. Another phenomenal performance down the stretch from JB. We know what he does. He has the award. I talked about it. This is the NBA's most clutch player, and we saw it again. We do know about the floater that missed the layup. Beautiful play, by the way. We don't get blessed with many great inbounding plays. That was one of the few. Unfortunately, JB did not make it. But other than that, man, big threes off of the switches from Al Horford that was guarding him. He did a great job. Step back threes, constant buckets. Talk about JB's performance and how big he was down the stretch along with OG today.
Knicks fans, you got a superstar. You got a superstar. Embrace him. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Talk your trash to the other team's fan bases. Talk your trash to Celtics Twitter, to whoever. Talk. Believe in him.
It's time.
I know on TV sometimes it doesn't look realistic. You got a barely 6 feet guy out there, and it's like, how is he gonna do this? Believe in him. No, all NBA player. I get you, Drew Holiday. I respect that. I respect it. But this guy is different. He is him. He's him. And CK, I just couldn't believe it because there's something about even when the great players show up versus certain teams, even when the great players show up versus certain lesser players, right? You always think, but, is he going to show up on TNT against the Celtics? Is he going to show up against Drew Holiday, Joe Mazzulla, the new genius of the NBA, right? He's the new Phil Jackson. He's the new Popovich. He's the new whoever. Is he going to show up against the elite wings, the switch defense, the zone, all this other stuff?
Yeah.
And as a Knicks fan, I'm telling you, I'm watching the game and I feel like I'm in a dream where this guy's crossing half court. And I don't remember the last time we literally had someone that, like, the other team, their bench is up, the coaching staff, their assistant coaches is trying to direct the Celtics play. Like, they are shook when this guy has the ball.
Yes.
That's how you know when someone's nice. No. When everyone's trying to tell you, yo, go right there. Come on. Double, switch. Like, whatever the defensive play call, everybody is so amped up to execute it because they are really nervous about what could happen if this guy gets a shot off. And as a Knicks fan, you have that in this guy. I can't believe you have a defending champs playing zone, box one zone. They're double teaming him, and you got Drew Holiday, and you don't even have the confidence to play him straight up against Jalen Brunson. 3 of 3 from 3 in the fourth quarter. 3 of 3 from 3. 11 points. Made both free throws, 2 key free throws. And it's been a theme of the spots of those threes. That right elbow. Remember the Houston Rockets. Remember all year. It's that right elbow. And it's unbelievable because his profile, his resume continues to grow game after game, and I am just so happy that he did it in game 1 and he didn't do it, with us down 3-1 or us down 2-0. I'm glad that he had these moments on national TV, while Jason Tatum, by the way, went 4 points, 1 of 9, 0 of 5 from 3 in the fourth quarter and overtime. I'll say this again. Jason Tatum went 4 points, 1 of 9, and 0 of 5 from 3 in the clutch. And it's so beautiful to see because everybody prefers the 6'9" win. I get it. Y'all love LaMelo's because he's 6'7". Y'all love Kate Cunningham because he's 6'6". I get it. I get it. He has a wingspan. He has the nice tattoos. He's light skinned. I get all that. He doesn't look too bad. I get all that. He's a marketable, handsome looking guy. I get all that.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson put the jokes. He got, what Josh Hart says about him. He's 6 foot. He's a little bit pudgy. I get all that. But y'all can't guard him. Y'all can't do nothing with him. And that was beautiful to see on national television. And the Knicks getting a victory in game 1, because if I asked you, CK, what do we have to do to win this series? You probably would have told me, JD, I get the whole thing. We cannot go back to the Garden down 0-2. I understand that the whole cliche, a series doesn't start until the road. No, you can't go down 0-2 against this team and go back to the Garden. And they won game 1, just like the Pacers did. And look at today, how shook they are in Cleveland. Yeah, I think there'll be some nervousness now going into game 2 for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, you definitely saw it down the stretch in this game. Like you said, they went from the aggressors to in panic mode real quick. Like you said, everybody on that sideline standing up, they all trying to communicate, point in different directions. Like Drew Holiday, they got the switch out. Yeah, man, you saw that panic settle in quick in this one. And now they definitely gonna be game planning. All right, let's get to the calls. I want to hear what y'all got to say because I know y'all got to be just as hyped up as we are. We're gonna hit one of the members' callers real quick, and we're gonna start off with the Knicks Fix. If you are in the building, let me unmute you, and so we can hear your excitement as well in the building. Or can you unmute yourself? Hold on, Knicks Fix, you in the building? Hold
on, JD, what up? What up?
Yeah, what up, bro?
Yo, my God, bro. Yo, JD hit the nail on the head, man. Yo, when it comes down to crunch time, right? Brunson, bro, when I see this guy play, the level of consistency to score in the clutch, there's only 2 other guys that's I've ever seen. And I've been watching the game a long time, fellas. It's MJ, it's Kobe, and it's him, Brunson. Yo, the level of fear that you see on that ISO, on that switch, when opposing teams got to guard this dude, they shook, bro. They just shook. The second thing is, man, family show them picks, yo. Family show them picks.
You better tell them. Say it again. Say
it. Family show them picks, bro. That defense is why we traded the 5 picks. Yo, that defense in the 4th and between Mikal just killed. Mikal killed Brown tonight. Like it didn't look like the dude locked him up. But OG brought us back down when we were down from 20. All of a sudden, I look up, it's like 12 or 11. OG, Mikal, Brunson. Yo, the thing is, our identity needs to be the wings, because if you got JB, he will close. Yeah, they got Tatum. Yeah, they got Brown. Yeah, they got all these guys, but what we got is one dude, Brunson, and that's a killer, bro. Let's go, boys.
Great call, great call. Yeah, facts. Big facts, big facts. Yeah, no, I mean, what more can you say than that? And that's the thing too, bro. You're right in theory. If you're like a casual watching, you're saying like, yeah, this is JB, steam it up. It is. But that's the thing that we all need to realize is that JB does have dudes. There are dudes on this team. We still figuring this thing out. And the beauty is we are figuring it out on the way at the best time possible. We're doing this with OG and JB today. We closed out game 6 against Pistons with JB and Mikal. Karl-Anthony Towns still waiting for his moment to arise. Today, he was doing some good stuff before the foul trouble. Imagine if he wasn't in that foul trouble. Cat finally figured out that you can, on a certain switch, you can just turn around and be like, oh, snap, Peyton Pritchard down there. All right, let me just shoot right over him. We saw him. That was the final shot he had before he had to sub out because he was fouled out. This is a series where Towns can get in his spots and he can go crazy the same way. So, yes, JB in theory is the guy for sure. No ifs, ands, buts about it. But JB got some guys around it, and they are figuring that out, how each and every one of them in their roles are about to shine. Deuce McBride, you talked about it earlier, Jay. Like, you cannot not talk about how Deuce finally, with some double digits off the bench, and I'm talking about confidently making some big threes in the most key parts of the game. This is the time now where Jalen Brunson and OG are on the bench. Deuce came out there and he was letting that thing fly, and the shots were going down well in his range. We know that he had that. Yeah, he had a rough series against Detroit, but this is the team where you got to put that stuff in the past. Now we're playing against Boston. Now we got to fight that narrative that we not the team that can beat Boston. We not. All right. Deuce McBride, this is your last year. They're going to let you, you got to go. You were a disappointment after Dante. Like, all right. Showed him that that's not the case. And he had a great game defensively and offensively off the bench. This team got guys, and the sooner we going to realize that as a whole right now, we got a unit, and we figuring this thing out piece by piece at the best time to figure it out. It's scary, JD. It's scary, bro.
How many we got in the chat, CK? How many we got in the chat?
Bro, we got 6,000 and counting, my guy. We got 6,000 and counting. We got amazing supers also coming all over the place from the chat. Here we got Eric Horn with $2 saying Jason Tay, Knicks in 6. I see what you were trying to do. You LMA, Jason Tay, Knicks in 6. Okay, I see you. We got Feliciano Media Company, $5 super saying, I need someone to AI JB as KG on the Garden Force screaming, anything is possible while holding the trophy. Let's get the trophy first. I like it. Santana with the $5 super. I love this. He says, sounds like Monday Night Raw on KFTV. Let's go, CK and JD. CP needs to use the Macho Man voice when he shows up. Oh, yeah. That'd be pretty funny. I know CP, he going to be bugging when he gets into this conversation. Speaking of the conversation, let's keep the conversation going. King Matthews, I know you in the building. What you got to say? How you feeling? How you living? New York Knicks take game 1. King Matthews, how we feeling, brother? Oh, hold on. I got you. There you go. King Matthews.
CK. JD. Yep. How y'all feeling today, man?
Let's go.
Come on.
Go.
Man, what a crazy game. But let's just talk about Mikal Bridges. Even though he didn't have a good offensive game, he's the unsung hero of this game, man. It's locking him down. He just grabbed the ball out of Jaylen Brown's hand and just threw it down there. He knew it was over. And Brunson, man, listen, man, they're not going to care about Brunson. They're going to keep hating because he's a 6-foot guard. But we all know, us real fans, Knicks fans out there, he's one of the best point guards in the league, man. OG's doing his thing, man. Knicks in 6. And JD, remember I said game 1, you do that grill? I think it's time, my brother. Y'all take it easy.
Take it easy,
yeah.
King Man.
Let's do it. You right.
Yes, sir.
You right.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. I could talk about Mikal all day. Y'all been killing my boy all season long. Rightfully so in some instances, but I feel like it was a little overblown because of the package that it took to get him. I get that. But these are the moments, man. These are the moments that, I feel like is what kept me going with. I'm not too entirely concerned. It's a first year with the team. I still even feel like we haven't even seen full capability of Cat yet. And, he had a solid season. This team is we're figuring it out. And like I said earlier, we figuring it out on the go at the right time for sure. But yeah, you gonna bust out that grill though, JD?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm getting ready in the back. You know, I'm getting ready in the back. Gonna grill a few Celtic style, cheeseburgers. And listen, man, when it comes to Mikal, listen, tonight we celebrate everything. Tomorrow, when the smoke settles and like I said, once it sinks in that, all right, we're gonna celebrate for the next 24 hours into tomorrow. If you go to work, talk your trash to your coworkers. I already know who I'm gonna talk trash to tomorrow. I already text, and I got a cousin who's a hater. He's a Red Sox fan, so he's all Boston. So I'll give him a call after this stream. So let's enjoy tomorrow. But when you start to lock into game 2, listen, obviously we know that from an overall standpoint, we're gonna have to figure out a way to get him going, right? Like he's gonna have to play better from a full game, right? Because you can't rely on this type of this type of format to win the series eventually. But that's why the story is the story, right? It's the same thing with Cat. I actually thought that the Knicks, before the blowout, right, before that we were down 20, it was frustrating because they were actually in the game with Cat. And Cat actually had a good start until he got into foul trouble. And I think that's why they actually forced the issue with him in the third, where they even put him in isolation. Like I think they, as we say, they OD'd, like forcing the issue to Cat. And I felt like it was more because, hey, he didn't play that many minutes in the first half. He didn't get going. Let's force the issue. I didn't like the way that they did it. It led to it just looked so premeditated. It looked so telegraphed that the Celtics were ready for it. And they got him flustered. They got him out of the game. But he finished a lot better, made some key defensive plays. And it's the same thing with Mikal. So you understand that he has to play better, but at the same time, tonight, he made the plays that he needed in the moments that needed to be made.
Yep, 100%. Completely agree with that. Real quick, before we get to another call, proud sponsor of this channel is none other than Underdog Fantasy. So let's get into the Underdog Fantasy stats of the game, because I also want to break that down, because we talk about some great moments with players in this one, but there are also not some not so great stats in this one, which even makes this win just so much better. But more importantly, guys, if you haven't already, download the Underdog Fantasy app. I talk about it all the time in the play-by-play. We talk about it right here. You are missing out if you have not already downloaded the app. Use that promo code KFTV so you can get up to a $1,000 deposit and some bonus picks in cash. Don't miss out on the deal, people. I'm telling you, I didn't do so great in my picks. JD be cooking on his picks. How'd you do today? Do you make some picks today, JD? How'd you do today with your picks?
No, I didn't play today. I didn't play today because honestly, I was just so hype about the game that I didn't even turn on the TV. I wasn't responding to text messages. I wasn't responding to no one. I was just mentally locked in because I felt like this was a very, very important game. And you actually, I feel good about ignoring the people that I ignored. Even CP, I got like 6 missed calls from CP. He's like, yo, bro, what's going on, man? I'm coming in after the game. I'm trying to tell you what's the game plan. I'm like, I'm not ready for no game plan, man. Call me after the game. Call me after the game. Don't call me before. Yeah. Don't call me during. Don't call me at halftime. This is a very important game. So, but I'll play for game 2.
And no, you good. No, trust me. I understand. I got to worry about the game before I worry about the game plan. I feel you on that. But speaking of game plan, we got to talk about the box score and some crazy stats in this one. When I say crazy, I mean crazy, because we can start off with the field goal percentage differential. It felt like the Knicks at the start could not find a basket, but we did a solid job, shooting 37 for 87 from the field, 43% to the Celtics, 35%. We heard JD talk about Tatum down the stretch, and Tatum wasn't great, but neither was Jaylen Brown from the field, and that played into our hands as we were able to win the field goal percentage battle. One other battle that we won percentage-wise is the three-point percentage. Brother, this team shot 63s and made 15 of them. We made 2 more threes than they did in, I wouldn't say quite half, but about half as many three-point attempts as they did. Mind you, this is the Celtics. This is what they do. But this stat right here is something that I still cannot believe. They were 15 to 60 from 3, 25% from three, and we were 17 of 37 from the three-point line, shooting 46%. A lot of those coming down the stretch. You heard the Jalen Brunson stat from JD in that fourth quarter. Big three-pointers down the line, and we needed those. You guys know me. I am the free throw stickler. I feel like a lot of Knicks fans are like I am. You cannot give up those free points. I know Mitchell Robinson, unfortunately, was the beneficiary of a lot of those missed free throws, but you can't give up free throws at the line. 17 of 31 from the free throw line. If I had my soundboard, y'all would hear myself, you'd hear the tragic, because that is crazy. They shooting field goal percentages at the field free throw line, 55% from the free throw. Celtics 86%, so they won that. Rebound differential, they were 59 to our 49. We had 37 defensive, they had 40. We had 12 offensive, they had 19. Assists was pretty even. We had 19 assists to their 18. Steals down the stretch, the Knicks took that one away. 10 steals to their 4. Turnovers, another big stat. We had 13 to their 14. Fast break points, not much from either team. You can feel that the pace was slowed down from both sides. We had 10 fast break points to their 8. JD, we can talk about all the different stats, but which one? You know me, I'm always the free throw guy. But which stat to you stood out the most in this one? I understand we got the win, and these stats don't matter because some of them are ugly, and we still got the W. But when you look at these stat line, what is the one that stood out to you the most?
Man, I feel like if we put the whole team up here, me, you, Alex, CP, you know, the production team, the social media team, I feel like every single one may have a different stat that they paid attention to, that they felt was impactful to the game, because you could look at everything with the game in terms of rebounding, shooting, free throw shooting, the disparity in 3-point attempts. But for me, I'm going to focus on the 3-point shot. And I'm going to focus on, Jaylen Brown shooting 1 of 10 from 3, because I feel like this goes to and let's give credit. Like you guys know me, I'm very critical of the head coach, but I'm very objective also of the head coach. And we got to sing the praises when there's evidence, and there's clear evidence of adjustment, who he's been criticized for a lot, right? Of game plans going into the game, which sometimes he's been criticized a lot for as well. And I think that the game plan tonight, the defensive scheme of saying, listen, we're going to live with certain players if they're going to make shots. If Jaylen Brown is going to be, JJ Redick or whoever from the 3-point line this series, then we're not going to win the series. Right. So you have to pick your poison. It's the way to beat the Celtics, to have a chance, is developing a game plan, a scheme, and living with the result of that. And Jaylen Brown going 1 of 10. But it's not only him going to 1 of 10. He's going to go 1 of 10 every game. I don't know. But what I do know is now going into game 2, a guy who has been much maligned throughout his career of not being able to go left with the same efficiency and same results and effectiveness as he is to his right hand. A guy who, if you had to choose what's the weakest point in his game and you had to pick a lane, you're going to go with the 3-point shot for him. And them doing the switching defense, and when Karl-Anthony Towns guarded him, when it was Mitch, when it was whoever, giving him enough space to where you're not going to go by me, we're going to dare you to shoot the 3. It worked tonight. And so you have to give the head coach credit, because it's much more difficult to hit 3s in a switch, in my opinion, than it is in drop coverage, because in drop coverage, you're going into the shot. You set the screen high and you flow into the 3-point shot, because the big man is sagging off. That's a more rhythm shot for Jaylen Brown than it is him dribbling, like he was dribbling, putting in between his heads, step back, like trying to figure out, okay, even he was hesitating sometimes in a few possessions where he wasn't really sure if he wanted to attack or if he wanted to shoot. Yeah. And we all know, guys that play ball, that even when you're open, if you hesitate, if you have a little hitch and then you shoot, sometimes going down, that affects your shot. So to me, the defensive scheme and the 3-point shooting, in the end, listen, it's scary when a team shoots 60, right? But hey, It is what it is. And so they have to, I think, be consistent in that game plan in game 2. And they have to teach Karl-Anthony Towns, you got to throw him in the film room tomorrow. Let him sleep tomorrow. Throw him in the film room, grab a coach, and teach him a little bit of technique. Because what you do in game 2 is you stay with the game plan because you won. So you make the other team adjust. And then you get Karl-Anthony Towns and you show him the tendencies of certain players. If you on Jaylen Brown, let him shoot. If you're on Tatum, then you corral him a little bit. We'll help you on the help. But don't foul him on the drive. Keep your hands high. Kind of the James Harden rule for big men. Keep your hands high. Don't fall for the okie doke. You teach him a little bit of technique. You get him in the film room. And then what you'll find is in game 2, if he's mentally focused, you can potentially survive with him not getting in foul trouble.
Yeah, that's one of the things with Cat that drives me crazy. Sometimes he always has his hand in the cookie jar, and it's like, brother, you already know you got that foul issue. Keep your hands up, especially with your size, and you get away with a lot more of those calls. Very good point. Yeah, definitely get in that film room and look at those plays. I also want to mention real quick before we move on, I love the fact that our largest lead was only 6 to their 20, and here we are talking about a Knicks win in game 1. Like I said, bro, the heart of this team blows my mind. I'm so happy that we're figuring it out the right time. But now we got to focus on game 2. We enjoy this win, but we got to focus on game 2 because we got to win 4 of these things. But that is the stats brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Chat, I'm looking at you. A lot of you were saying free throws were what you're looking at. A lot of you agreed with JD on the 3-point take. And some of y'all were also talking about rebounding. Would like to see the Knicks do a little bit better on the rebounding side of things. But, yeah, man, Knicks got the job done through Hart and definitely had a little bit of help with the stats. But Underdog Fantasy, proud sponsor of the channel. We appreciate you. Download the app, use that promo code KFTV, and remember, play responsibly. People, shout out to everybody, man. We're still sitting around 5,700 5,700 in the chat. I almost said 5,700,000. I ain't trying to get crazy now, but yeah, it'd be nice, you know. But we had 5,700, and we are excited about the game 1 win. JD, they saying in the chat, I don't know what it is, because we went right from the game into here, but they saying in the chat that TNT scared to talk about our New York Knickerbockers getting the W. Surprise, surprise. They don't want to talk about it. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. But hey, on the flip side, let's see what NBC has to say next season, because our boy Melo gave some nice analysis at I think it was the Kentucky Derby. Yeah. And he's gonna be a new commentator, and they bring in the theme back. And how about this? Can't believe none of these other networks can read the room. They're actually going to they're going to show the arena player introductions game to game. I think that's a huge part of marketing. I think that's a huge part. Like when I say that, CK, a lot of fans immediately think of the Chicago Bulls theme and their intros, like how epic that was. Even the Knicks during the Patrick Ewing era, and the announcer saying Patrick Ewing in the player introduction. Like being able to show that on TV, I think is huge to continue to market the game and get fans hype. It's one of the small details that I think get fans excited. Sometimes now we only see it in game 1 of the playoffs whenever the team starts a series, but NBC is doing that. So shout out to NBC. You know, I'm shouting you guys out now, but if y'all start getting crazy on my Knicks, then hey, y'all gonna be just like Reggie Miller, who on that Karl-Anthony Towns BS call, foul number 2, right? That BS call, he was like, "That's a good call.
That's a good call, yeah.
That's a good call." I was like, I'm sick of this dude. But let me put him on mute. Let me turn up. Let me blast CK. Put this guy on mute. That was crazy.
Yeah, man. Presentation is key. I feel like it's been watered down the last few years. I feel like the last time I really remember how great presentation was in the playoffs was when the Warriors were first starting to pop off. I feel like that was the last time we had good presentation as far as the intros and you know the storytelling of the sport. Now it just feels like it'd be a bunch of ads. You get a quick rundown of who the lineup is, and boom, it's tip ball. So I'm excited. NBC trying to run the clock back a little bit. It's gonna be great all the way around. Yeah, shout out to Melo. I'm excited. The team they got on, they got Blake, they got Dirk, they got Snap. It's gonna be fun, bro. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Bro, I can't believe we won, bro.
bro, I can't, bro. The way I'm about to be reading all the tears from the other side, bro. I'm so
Bro,
paid, bro.
after this show,
so
I'm not going to sleep for like another couple hours, bro.
man.
I am
Just
too
rewatching that.
Bro,
That
and
man,
to me,
Mikal Bridges, he snatched the ball out of his hands. I'm sorry, I just can't get that play out of my head. It wasn't just a loose ball. He snatched it, and this isn't Peyton Pritchard. He snatched it out of Jaylen Brown, all-star Jaylen Brown's hands, bro, for a win.
Sometimes I'm up here, and because I be doing the play-by-play here and there. Sometimes I forget that I'm also like a co-host, and I just turn it like I'm a fan, bro. Forget all that. I'm a fan, and it's like it's something about going into this game and all the predictions, the Vegas odds, and all that stuff. Like we like I said, you wanted to go 1-1 going into the Garden, but it really does matter the way that you get to it. The momentum and what it could do to your team. So I can even argue, bro, whatever. Like, if we lose game 2, okay, the Garden's gonna be crazy game 3. I think it's really, really important that we won game 1. It's just, again, even if the math is still the same, we won game 2 or whatever, just setting the tone right now, I think it means something. It really does.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in play-by-play. I completely agree. You're literally, with all the narratives that were going against us, first thing you do, get that win, get that out. Don't have to talk about it, set the tone, and now they're the ones that have to try and win back home court. It's huge, man. It's huge for sure. Let's get back to the calls. I want to hear some from the community, from the Knicks fandom. I want to hear what the mandom have to say. So let's get to the calls. If I can get my Discord back open. Ashwin, you've been waiting for a while. Let's get you. Let me unmute you so we can hear your take. The New York Knicks 1-0, Boston Celtics sitting and trying to figure it out. What you got to say, man?
CK, JD, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Let's do it.
It's been a beautiful morning for me. But the first thing I want to say is I have a newfound respect for Pistons. JD, like you said, okay, they prepared us for this game, right? The physicality. But I might be wrong. You can call this crazy. But this game felt relatively much easier than the games that we played with Pistons. The whole 6 games, it was like we were swinging barbed wire covered bats at each other, and this game did not feel like that. So I really have a newfound respect for Pistons. And CK, how does it feel to sum up all the haters in the chat? How does it feel? How does it feel, man? See, I have a candy for CK. In the beginning of the season, when I was listening to Hoop Collective, right?
Yeah.
So the Brian Wind was bragging about how Jaylen Brown has put on so much muscle while maintaining his athleticism. He was flying down the court and all this and all that. Guess who snatched the ball away from his arms? Guess who snatched the ball right away from his arms?
Who was it? Say, who was
that
it?
was Mikal Bridges.
Come on, man.
I admit I was a little bit critical, but I never doubted his defense. And he has been insane. And you can see when Jalen Brunson hit the winner, you saw Mikal celebrated like he hit the shot. He really wants to win. He has the fire in him. He just needed the right support and the timing. Remember when I said I will talk about Mikal when playoff comes? Mikal playoff has arrived. The defense has arrived. And now I have been critical the most about this player, and I will give my flowers for this game to this player, Josh Hart. He literally kept us in the game for the first 3 quarters. All the hustle plays, all the rebounding, all the collecting loose balls. I really think Josh Hart kept us with all the when things were going bad, all the intangibles. Josh had really kept us flowing through the 3 quarters. Even the TNT haters could not deny that. And Jalen Brunson is God. Jalen Brunson is God. That's all I'm gonna say. You have a nice night, my guys.
I appreciate you, Ashwin.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go, Knicks. Yeah, that's a great point. We did not get to talk about Josh Hart. Josh Hart did have a good game. in this one. We talk about being critical. I'm definitely one of those that's pretty critical on Muscle Man Hart. But tonight was a good night. Josh Hart did the thing. He was very, very impactful throughout the entirety of this game. We saw him keeping the pressure going. That's a very good point that I don't think either one of us have brought up in Josh Hart in this one today. But again, before there was even the gameplay, JD, you already made it clear that you wanted Josh Hart to get muggy, get jiggy with it and out there and throw him at, like you said, KP and all that. And, he played with that same aggression. Even with KP not playing, he still played with that same aggression. He was in all of the scrums that was going on, rebounding wise. Still turned down some shots that I wish he would put up, but I get it. Like that one play in the mid-range where he wasn't sure if he was going to shoot the open shot or pass the Cat, and he did something in between, and Cat didn't want to hear his excuses. Yeah, that was the one play. But, yeah, Josh Hart definitely was a big impact in this one. And I don't think we gave him enough attention.
And listen, they're going to have to figure out the rebounding. That's one of the drawbacks of playing the scheme that they did tonight, where, it's going to mean that Karl Anthony Towns might be at the 3-point line perimeter playing defense on switches a lot, which you're drawing away your 7-footer. And there's something funny about like the way that the Celtics shoot. They have a lot of guys that have an arc on their shot. Jason Tatum, Derek White, Drew Holiday, like they shoot these long threes. And if you notice with the Celtics, you got to get long rebounds against them. Like you have to always have guys by the free throw line, because when they miss, a lot of their shots is coming right back to the perimeter. Yeah. And Josh Hart gave you 5 offensive rebounds tonight that each and every one was absolutely important. It was huge. It was vital to the team. He was 5 of 9 from the field. He played 45 minutes. He did miss a few free throws. You obviously want him to get better at that, but had 11 total rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. And, he's going to have to be like Draymond Green in this series. And what I mean by that is, as you can see, this might not be the series for as long as Porzingis and Horford are in the paint, where he's going to actually be able to get so much free lanes PK to the rim, where you saw many times he comes up and he gets by the paint and he's turning around already looking for the next player, because it's not the same at, you're going against rim protectors, but you're also going against tall rim protectors. That gives Josh Hart problems. And I thought he could be a key X factor in the series, because Thibs is just going to play him the minutes. So we can say cut his minutes down, but that's not going to happen. So now it's like, okay, so how does Josh Hart play? How do you counter that? You don't necessarily have to counter that by scoring more points, by forcing the issue and say, well, I'm still going to go attack the rim. Well, if these guys are blocking shots, counter. So what you do is what he did tonight. He was quicker in his actions. He was much more precise in his decision-making, and he was having the basketball and he was going. He wasn't doing too much. So he was flowing and he was going into the defense, right? And then he was looking for the next player. So he was part of the game. Get involved in the game. That's the way that you just make the Celtics players move. You can't, like, Josh Hart is going to have to be part of the creativity of the offense, because if you're just going to have him sit and stand in the corner, guess what? That's what the Celtics want. Because they're going to sag off of him, and now they're going to roam on defense. Involve him in the action so that the rest of the players on defense are moving, and therefore you as an offensive team are able to identify the open man easier than if you just have Josh Hart out there as a guy that you're just going to have him standing in the corner. That is going to make it much more easier for you to defend. So from that respect, Josh Hart had an excellent game, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely showed up. We got Alex, who was live on the scene in that game. We're going to get him on the call here in just a second, but let me read a few more of these super chats, because a lot of you guys are hyped up, and I got to show some love. Speaking of hyped up, we got our own DJ, Mr. Eric L. Beats, in the building, $10 Super City. Yo! Ainsworth was a zoo tonight. Family showed him 5 picks. Tell him, Eric. That's why you trade for Mikal Brunson and OG. Let's go. Now get greedy and get Game 2. Love that energy. Also love the energy from the Rhyme himself, who was holding it down with me, talking them down in the play-by-play chat. They were ready to give it up, and Chuck D said, man up, fan up. $5 Super City. Yo. our splendid KFTV announcers in stereo. Yes. Yeah, got both JD and CK in the building. Yeah, I love getting be on the show with JD, man. JD always be killing it, bro. And one more before we get Alex on the call. We got Young Kobe. $5 super said, can't wait to see the clown show on Inside the NBA tonight. We were just talking about it. We took their heart tonight. Detroit series was a blessing in disguise. Great take. Alex, you were in the building tonight. Knicks take game 1 against the Boston Celtics. Yes, live reporting. Breaking news. Alex, how you feeling? You were live for it. And from a level 1 to 10 family-friendly show, how sober are you? Alex, take it away.
What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing, CK. They ain't talking about nothing. Damn. Whoa, let's go, baby.
Did you make it out there?
Yeah, you okay? You okay?
Let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. Get into this arena today. I can't tell you the amount of arrogance that was in the air in Boston. I cannot tell you.
Here we go. The stadium report. Here we go.
I can't tell you how bad the arrogance in Boston, in Bostonians today. They're like, oh, you guys think you're going to win tomorrow? You think you guys going to win today? Oh, I can't understand why New York Knicks fans coming all the way from New York to come represent for a team. They ain't going to win today. Shut up. That's what I got to tell all you. Shut up. Because why? We came here, we conquered, we delivered. My God. Dude, I can't. The performance from everyone tonight. And look, there were guys that just did not have it, right? We saw Campaign didn't have it. Parts of the game, Towns was in foul trouble. We saw that he didn't have it. But you know what they did? They made critical plays at critical moments. Okay? I look at that fourth quarter after coming out of the half, and it's like, yo, we're going to be down 20? We ain't going to be awake? We're going to have a third quarter of doom? But no, they pulled themselves together. Thibs trusted his guys. Thibs was mixing and matching with that rotation, man. Throwing the Celtics off. Getting them out of rhythm. Saying, all right, you guys want to shoot threes? We're not going to go to our simple drop coverage anymore. We're going to close out onto you and make you work for all of them. Yeah, Tatum, you're not going to get easy looks. Yeah, Brown, you're not going to get easy looks. Okay? These guys were doing everything possible tonight. Possible. You obviously got to give the shout out to Jalen Brunson. That man was clutch. You got to give the shout out to OG Anunoby, who was playing tough, man. Absolutely tough. You talk for part of the game, he was the leading scorer for the New York Knicks. That man was had over 20 points before Jalen Brunson. That man had no fear tonight, even after he got blocked by Luke Cornett. Still shocked that even happened. But that man went out there and executed like there was no other. Guarding Tatum, guarding Brown, guarding Horford. That man was on a mission tonight. Okay? Obviously, we got Brunson doing his damn thing in the fourth quarter, making big shots. How about that big three to tie it up? Mm-hmm. Damn. This game, look, man, this game just says a lot about the New York Knicks that we didn't get to see from the regular season. We already know everyone's counting this team out. All right? Not on KFTV, but a lot of people are counting this team out. But to see the grittiness of this team in the fourth quarter says a lot about what had to happen. And CK, I know you were hyped for your boy tonight.
I know you were hyped for
your boy tonight.
I was just waiting for you to say something about it.
I know you were hyped, man.
I was just waiting for you. You were saying names. I was waiting for a name to be said. I'm like, oh, you gonna skip? All right.
Let me tell you something about Mikal Bridges tonight. Okay, that man didn't shoot the ball well, but he made big shots when needed. But defensively, and this is where you really got to watch the game. You look at the box score, you're like, this guy didn't have a good night. Yo, defensively, I mean, to seal the game the way, like, being rotated onto Tatum. Brown, we talk about all the assignments that he had tonight. They were trying to switch everybody out to Mikal Bridges to say if he was the weak link, and he wasn't. He was not tonight. All right? And to end the game with a steal where they got it into who? Oh, that's right. One of the Jays, right? One of the Jays. I can't even remember because it was so lit. People were chanting, "Let's go Knicks," as Celtics fans were exiting the arena. They were chanting, "Let's go Knicks," as Celtics fans were leaving the arena. Celtics fans were sad, man. They were flipping the bird, doing all that. crying out of the way. Don't care, man. Don't care. We chanted New York, let's go Knicks all the way out. And that's all we did, man. That's all we did. Oh my God.
I'm curious. What's your record in Boston? What's your Knicks record in Boston? Just out of curiosity.
In overtime, I'm 3-0.
Damn. Oh yeah. What you doing on what you doing on
We got to go fund me.
Alex, what was the atmosphere in the arena when Brunson hit that second 3-point shot?
Yeah, right.
It got quiet real quick. It got quiet real quick. And you know what? They tried to start Brunson's a flopper. They tried to start all these chants like, oh, he's foul, all that stuff. But no, there was no traction on that. You want to know why? Because a lot of the chants out there are weak, man. It's weak. Absolute weak sauce.
They seem like it. They definitely seem like it.
I have some videos of just like chanting. It's like Celtics fans just like walking out of the arena. They're crying. They don't want to hear it. And we had the tunnel just chanting "Let's go Knicks" on the way out. And you could even Celtics fans had nothing to say. They didn't even try to push back. We took over the arena. We took over the arena.
We played your video, and I was noticing that. I'm like, I wonder if he cut it off. They really was just taking it, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Pause. But yeah, they were.
Wait, what he said, Alex?
Nothing.
They were taking it. That's what he said.
So they were taking it. Yeah, it's my fault. My fault, Boston. Hey, Boston, my fault, boss.
Hey, man. The Knicks answered a lot of questions. And to JD,
hold on, that's not worse than Alex Evan 48-1.
Oh, no. We're not going there. We're not going there tonight. But let me tell you something. To JD's point, and JD always brought this up, like getting ready with the physicality, because the Celtics weren't ready for that. I mean, the refs were trying to help them out in the end. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really a big refs guy, but there were some calls I'm like, you really going to call that one? There's some questionable calls, but to JD's point, like Knicks were so ready to play a physical ball game. I mean, even Josh Hart, man, he was a little overzealous in the first quarter, getting 2 quick fouls, but you saw that the intensity from what they did in Detroit, they were bringing that over. They learned from that. They saw, oh, okay, we can handle this tough, gritty style. Can the Celtics handle that? So, man.
Yeah. Can they handle it?
Oh, man, I got hit with the flag 3. They saying I'm suspended, bro. You couldn't let me live, Alex? Golly, bro. Hey, man. Man, all right, well. Without pay, too, that's crazy. That's crazy. But no, man, that's what's up, man. Look at you. Now, be real. Be real. Now, I want you to be as honest as possible in that second quarter, all right? Or, sorry, the third quarter when, the 20-point. How are you feeling in that building because you talked about how they were being smug and all that. Like, was it like that kind of feeling like, oh, here we go with what's the word I'm looking for, with them expecting, because everybody was against the Knicks. So, like, how was that feeling in the building when they had their little safe lead and then you felt the energy get sucked out of the building?
Arrogance, man. It feels like they thought this should be gifted to them when they got out to that 20-point lead. They felt like it should be gifted.
They like Laker fans.
Oh yeah, man. I mean,
same thing.
They felt it should be gifted. Obviously, we saw what happened in the third quarter. We just bring it down to 9, and then we were able to go to work in the fourth. But the thing, they get loud. Like, they get loud when things are going right. But once things start going south, they mad quiet, bro. This is the difference between Knicks fans and Celtics fans. Things we've seen fake comebacks, and we will get riled up for fake comebacks. You know what I mean? Like, we will be ready and cheering. Like, even in a summer league game, that's who we are. We've seen, we are hoping for the Knicks to come through and just show us that they got that intensity. They can walk in and flip the script. Celtics fans, once things start going south, it's going south. And let me tell you, in OT, once guys are starting to hit their shots, and that you can just see all the hope, all the belief start to drain out of their faces, man. It was hilarious. It's comedy. Absolute comedy, by the way, that they were just like, no one wanted to talk after the way out. Like, some people were like trying to push back, but no one really wanted to push back, man. No one wanted to push back.
Yo, that Mikal, bro.
Dude, they were shocked. They were absolutely shocked when Mikal hit that one.
Because you started to sense it there. Brunson missed a few shots in overtime, and you saw that they started to tighten up the defense and the scheme on him, where they were like, yo, And I felt he should have been more in the middle of the court when he was by the elbow. That gave actually an advantage to the Celtics with their zone, which forced him to pass it, and they wanted him to pass it late, which led to a couple of bad possessions. But it's also, and I know CK, when you were doing the play-by-play, he shot that from like the first, like from the corner, like the corner of the corner, and
Almost
those
behind the
shots.
back, yep.
Like it's like he's right like on the line, like right by the backboard. Like it's not like it was a corner three with, you know, a few feet away from the out of bounds. He was like on the corner.
Yeah.
And sometimes those shots, like the angle of it, it's a little weird. And if you don't shoot it right, you actually can hit the backboard and like you might not even reach the rim.
Yeah.
And for him to hit that all net, bro,
Dude.
I don't think people realize the angle, the moment, and where he shot it from the corner, how clutch and how like difficult that shot actually was. And he hit nothing but the bottom of the net. Like that was impressive, man.
His last shot was like a whole quarter before that, and he airballed it. So imagine that's the last shot you saw Mikal Bridges shoot. And then the next one is a clutch three in the deep corner. Yeah, you're right. 100%.
Because like in the moment when you're watching on TV and you see shots sometimes like before, like as the shot goes up in your mind as a fan, you're like, he's probably not going to make that. He's going to make that. He's probably not going to make that. When he shot that, I was like, I don't know if he's going to make this. Yeah. And he made that shot. And I said, what?
I think in the play-by-play, I think the word that came out of my mouth is imagine. When he shot, I was like, imagine he makes this, and he laced it, bro. Yeah,
and I'll say this before, you know, someone just showed up. I'll say this, and I know he probably felt that way. I know you felt that way, CK, and I know you, Alex, in the game felt that way. There was something about when we just took that lead and the Celtics kind of made their little mini run back and tied it again. In that moment, it felt to me like, yo, this is a must win now. Like all of a sudden, in the adrenaline of the moment, it just felt like, bro, we can't, like, we're here now. Like 10 minutes ago, we were down 20. I was already saying, you know what? Just finish the game, compete. Don't let this mentally be something where we're going to leave this game saying we have no chance. Just finish the game strong and let's just get ready for game 2. It went from that moment and those feelings to feeling like, bro, we can't lose this game now. Like this is a must win. And that, like, there's so much about tonight, man, that I think is going to be memorable to all of us. And into the journey of now where this goes because of just the way the game went and how difficult it was to win this game on the road in game 1 at the Fate Garden. And here we are. CP's like, where y'all at talking about the watch parties? We've been winning a few of them. Now, huh?
Facts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the watch party, curse. Curse. Knock it off, man. Yo, salute to you guys. First thing, can you, like, just simple. Yeah. Can you believe we won this game, bro? Yes.
That's real. Okay.
Yes, I can. I can believe it. Am I live? Am I good? Is my audio good? No echo?
You sound great, brother.
Good. I was just hydroplaning on the LIE trying to make it back for post game. It was a little bit longer of a drive. So, you know, it's raining heavy out here. I was literally hydroplaning on the way here, you know, going to $160, trying to make it back from the watch party, which was delirious. As you see, we shout out to KnicksFanTV, Tyler. We put the clips out from the watch party. It was bananas. So we'll see you guys there on Wednesday. Saturday, we'll have a Knicks alumni, and it's going to be on and popping. The Ainsworth is popping. Can I believe we got this game? Yes, I can. And if you guys look at my tweets all night, you know, from the beginning, when looking at this game, I said this game is here for the taking. It's here for the taking. If they want it. You know, we were able to withstand the Hart foul trouble, the Towns foul trouble, and, you know, when both of them picked up their seconds, you know, Hart's second was like, you're on the road, you're hooking Tatum on a transition play, you can't do that. So he picked up his second, he got into a little bit of trouble. The Town situation, second, you know, when Tatum caught him on the pump fake, people were like, you know, Thibs should challenge. I thought it was too early to challenge.
So you leave it alone, and they put him out there on the bench. But either way, they were able to withstand that. And when they did that, I said, okay, this game is right there. This game is right there for the taking. Even when they were down 15 points, what was the largest lead for the Celtics? 15?
They got to 20.
20.
They got to 20.
Even then, in the second half, I said, this is still not the Celtics we're used to. Like, this game is there. The Knicks just keep chipping away. And, you know, in all the shows that we did this week, and we did a lot of shows this week, the question was always about the captain. You know, can Jalen handle the pressure? Can he do this? I said, yo, he's a constant. I told Dexter, I said, Captain Clutch eats pressure for breakfast. Don't worry about him. All you need to worry about is keeping it close so that he can get you to the W. Keep it close. And the guys that kept it close, I don't even want to start with Cap, because Cap, we know what Cap can do. This is our guy. We're used to this by now. Wingstop. The dog was phenomenal tonight. Phenomenal. The threes, even when you thought you had him with the, you know, breaking up this dribble, he still found the right looks. And Mikal Bridges, sensational. It wasn't even about the points. Mikal Bridges in the playoffs is doing what you need him to do. Because look, it's only one ball, right? It's only one ball. Everybody's not going to be able to have their shine and have their 20, 30-point moments. You want Cap and Cat to do that and lead the way. But what Mikal is doing right now is the necessary things to get this team a W. The 50-50 balls, the defense, the clutch stop. 3 seconds left. He's stealing a ball from Jaylen Brown. Give me that. Oh, my goodness. That is the New York grit. That is what we wanted here. You know, when we traded the 5 picks, you're like, man, these are superstar type of transaction. This is what we need from them. But really with this team, you need that from Mikal Bridges on some nights. When you talk about dialing it back and sacrificing and doing the little things, Mikal Bridges was amazing tonight.
How about his emotion?
The emotion. This is the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. This is why when people are watching a game with diapers on, talk about first round exit and this team this team that, this is the ride. You got to enjoy the ride, man, because nights like this, you just don't know in the playoffs, man. And this team just might be coming together at the right time. And at the same time, the reason why, when everybody says, and even Josh Hart was saying, like, yo, the playoffs, it's different. This is not the playoffs. This is not the regular season. The playoffs are different. Look, game 82 is different than game 1. Look at how the Celtics look physically. Jaylen Brown is not himself. Drew Holiday is not himself. Kristaps left after the first quarter. What's going on with him? Right? You just don't know what can happen here. Cleveland is going through the same situation. This is why you have to wait and see. Let everything play out before you analyze. You can't judge game 67, game 48. None of that matters. It's a random night in the regular season. If they look good, great. If they look bad, hey, we'll see what happens the next night. These are the nights that you got to lock in and see what this team is made of. And this team kept it together. And like I said, keep it close because Cap will deliver. Now, look, the Celtics shot 63s. They weren't as impactful tonight. Game 2, hey, maybe they get more calls. Maybe the shots fall their way. But this was important to take home court advantage, get the split at the very least. And the Knicks were able to do that tonight. We'll see what happens on Wednesday, but I am very encouraged with the way this team played. Defensively, we were saying, hey, switch everything and live and die with it. Yep. Switch everything and live and die with the results. That's what Thibs did in the onset. And that's it. They got it done. You got to go with it. So, I'm happy with the game plan. I'm very, very proud of Winston. The dog was sensational tonight. Bridges, amazing, bro. How about Deuce? What I tell my guys?
Hold on. Before Deuce, since you're on topic with the wings.
Yeah.
How about that demon, that $200 million guy, CP? Tell me about how was that moment at the watch party when he dunked
the dunk
and kicked Tatum and that monster jam with the and one foul. That had to be a big moment there at the event. Bro, that guy was a demon. Tatum 7 of 23, and out of the 7 shots he made, not 7 were on him because a lot of those were these Hail Mary threes he hit. 7 of 23. Jason Tatum going 4 points, 1 of 9 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3 between the fourth quarter and overtime. Bro, like a lot of those big threes that OG hit in the comeback that we're not going to talk about, but kept us in the game. Bro, that he earned his money tonight, CP.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. 20, especially because you didn't even get the best of Karl Anthony Towns. You didn't get the best of him. So somebody had to step up. And the dog did that. 29 points, bro. 10 of 20 shots, 50% from the field. Better than 50 from 3. And his defense was great. Got a steal. When was that steal where they got out to the races in transition? Right? Was that third quarter or fourth quarter? I don't remember. I got to look at the tape.
That was fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter. Yeah.
This is why you give him the money.
When it matters, yep.
All you need is for him to stay healthy. But this is why you give him the money. The dog has been great.
He's been doing that too. That's crazy, CP. You just said it. All you need is for him to stay healthy. He's been doing that this season. He's healthy.
He's been doing it. The dog has been great. And, we've been fortunate to have his former coach, Tom Crean, on the show multiple times, man. And he said it, man. And he's like, this is the best we've seen OG Anunoby going into the playoffs. And he was right. And the dog has been delivering consistently. And it's not easy to be a two-way force. But OG Anunoby is doing that, man. He's doing it. And, the efficiency off the charts because, especially in the half court when, the Knicks offense did not come easy tonight. So for him to be that bailout guy when you don't have Karl Anthony Towns in the game and Brunson's trying to figure it out, those were major plays by OG Anunoby tonight. Major plays by him tonight. You're talking about 29 points of pure impact.
There you go.
Impact, man. He was great, man. Shout out to the dog. And then Mikal Bridges is just getting it gritty. Right? We didn't know. We were like, man, when are you gonna do this? All year long, we're like, he's soft. He's not doing this. Mikal is getting it out the mud.
Bro, he has a knack for making clutch. He's literally becoming Jalen Brunson clutch-esque on the defensive side in big moments.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, like I said, I would have been highly disappointed if they did not win this game because you just don't know if you're going to get this type of Celtics team in this series again. We don't know. Jaylen Brown looked like a shell of himself.
Terrible.
Drew Holiday, as expected, coming off the hamstring injury, looked like a guy coming off of a hamstring and an older guy. He's still old. He's getting old. He's getting up there. Not saying that he's not, impactful. Of course he is, right? But like coming off of a hamstring and being older, he looked like I expect him to look. So I'm looking at this team and I'm like, this game is there, man. Go get it. Take it. And make them adjust in this series. And so I'm just thankful that the Knicks did that. They kept it close because once you keep it close, Cap, the elbow 3, and Captain Clutch is a match made in heaven. You better put 3 on him right there on that elbow 3.
Yeah.
Because listen, man. Well, CP, and doesn't it mean more? Because I talked about how, as the playoffs go on, you start to play the better and better and better team each round, or that's the way it's supposedly supposed to go.
In theory,
yeah. But it's like it's something about doing it against the Pistons and how the Pistons are viewed nationally, and doing it, on national television in Boston against a story franchise with your boy Evan Roberts. You probably talked too soon. Talk about CP. I literally have an audio as someone sent me this. Oh, look, I was listening to the audio and this guy on WFAN talked about how he's gonna get CP back on the Tatum take. Well, you might think about that twice again, Evan Roberts, because it doesn't look like that's a fact. Because Jalen Brunson definitely outplayed him tonight, and he is the best player in this series. And until they show it, he's up 1-0, and he delivered in the clutch. But there's something about him doing that tonight against Tatum, against what the 6'9" wing. That's what people like now is the wing, the taller guys, and the 6-foot guy comes into to Boston and just takes the shine, steals the game, and does it in the big moment. I just think it means more for his resume. And you just look around tonight. It's the talk of the night and everywhere. It's trending everywhere. And Jalen Brunson is a big part of that.
29 for Cap. Listen, man, this is our guy, man. Like it's not a game at it. I told Dex, he's like, how do you think Jalen's gonna handle the pressure? I said, pressure. Right. What pressure? What pressure are you talking about with Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson? How many times has he shown you this is his stage? This is when he does his best work. And it's not always pretty, but it's gritty. It's not always pretty, but it's gritty. He got it for us, man. Keep it close. That's what I told Joe on PIX 11. I said, keep it close, and Cap will take us home. We didn't even get the best of Karl-Anthony Towns. And if they're going to go with Tatum, if they're going to go with Tatum, I don't care if it's Tatum. I don't care if it's Horford. I don't care if it's Jrue Holiday. Cat is supposed to dominate.
He had a good start.
He did.
And then it just, I said they forced it in the third because he didn't play many minutes.
Right.
And it was premeditated. It was telegraphed. The Celtics were ready for it. And they flushed him and took him out the game. I know he had that key tip in, so he did play a part in the win in the end. But I think they forced it in the third. But he had a good start, CP. So I'm hoping the coaching staff can see that more than the third. Look at the first before the foul trouble more than the third. Yeah. He was in the post.
He was going.
He was going, bro. He was our offense to start.
No, 100%.
Yeah, so 100%. So look, we took the game that we should have, just given the way that it was flowing and coming back from 20 down. Great job by the guys, and almost another reason why I felt like they should take it was because it didn't feel like nearly the wrestling match that the Pistons series was. You know what I mean?
It didn't.
I was like, yo, this is light, man. Go get it. These guys are laying down for you, man. Go get the game. This isn't Detroit. So another reason why I wanted them to get it, and they got it. Shout out to Deuce. Deuce was great tonight as well. And I love that his confidence did not waver. When you were looking for him, yelling at the TV like, yo, Deuce, take the shot. He took it. He knocked him down. And he gave the bench a much-needed punch offense. Much needed, CK, man. 11 points for Deuce. Hopefully this can continue. But, hey, Peyton, Pritchard was at 13 points. We don't know what's going to happen with Hauser. He left the game with an injury. But great job by Deuce. This was a great start by him tonight, man. Great start.
Especially because we had all the conversations and the questions with the first round and stuff like that. He had every right to come into this one still just as nervous because you went from the Pistons and now into the Celtics atmosphere. You could imagine that you would think that he would probably flounder again, like maybe he's in his head. Nah, he turned that all the way around. I was telling JD, I feel like that beginning of the fourth quarter was so impactful by him because we knew how well OG and Jalen looked down the stretch in the third. And then, now you're thinking all right, Jalen's going to have to sit. OG's going to have to sit in this fourth quarter. Where's the offense coming from? Is that run over now? Deuce came out there, and like you said, we're worried before about if he's going to shoot it. And he shot the ball, and he was not, and missed it, got the ball right back, shot it again, and made the second one. So, yeah, you got to give Deuce credit for just having that strong will And, that's why it's hard for me to ever be worried, even though he had a bad first round. Deuce is the kind of guy that has amnesia. You know what I mean? He going to forget about that when it matters. And we saw that today. And look, man, it's like y'all both said. Now we just got to keep it going because there's still 3 more games that need to be won. This is game 1. We need 3 more. And I think we saw a lot of good tonight. And it could be better. It could still be a lot better.
And for me, Deuce, the last 5 games, shooting 38% from 3 against the Celtics. He's played well against them, shooting the basketball from 3. And listen, I personally think after the season, you're going to hear something about, just the injuries. He may be still dealing with something, just because, again, you look at his early resume and it's just uncharacteristic for him to have the season that he had. He's just been playing better. Look at the playoffs he's had last season. I just think he's just flat out better, a little better than what he's displayed. And you've seen the inconsistency. He's been out. He was out, and then they said he was going to be back at a certain time, and then that got delayed a little bit. So I just think there's a lot that he's been dealing with physically, and that may and also, especially when you deal with leg injuries, look at his mechanics. He has to jump high to get his shot off because he's short and his form is that way. And when you have those type of mechanics as a shooter, and you have to shoot a certain way to even get it over guys that are taller than you, you need lift. You need the strength of your core to be able to just be consistent and play a game that's as fast as speed as the NBA. So that's what I think you're going to hear after the season. But for now, this is why you stick with him. And tonight he had impact, and you hope that he can build on this. Maybe the last three days off, did a little bit better for him. But at the end of the day, he played well tonight, and you hope that he can build on this, for the rest of the series.
Yeah, no question about it, man. And yeah, we'll see if it's injury or what, but between Deuce, Porzingis, Hauser, Jaylen Brown, hey, listen, injuries are a part of the playoffs, man. And it's about the endurance of the survivors. So let's see who's available for game 2. But speaking of injuries, man, shout out to another one of our sponsors of the night, Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm. Shout out to our friends at Morgan & Morgan. With over 35 years of service, Morgan & Morgan has your back. Over $25 billion recovered and over 500,000 clients served. Our guys at Morgan & Morgan have been fighting for you for 35 years. So listen, if you have been injured, you deserve to be paid. And the best part about Morgan & Morgan is that their fee is free unless you get paid. So make sure you call them today, man. You can use the website forthepeople.com/KFTV or dial pound law on your cell phone, which is pound 529 to get in touch with our guys at Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured, you might have a case, and our guys at Morgan & Morgan will fight for you. And like I said, it's free unless you win. So once again, go to forthepeople.com/KFTV or pound 529 to get in contact with our guys at Morgan & Morgan today. And also, shout out to another one of our sponsors over at LinkedIn. Shout out to our guys at LinkedIn, man. Hey, if you guys have a small and medium-sized business, our guys at LinkedIn will help you find the next top talent today at LinkedIn Jobs. And the best thing about LinkedIn Jobs is that you can post your job description and you put it in there. LinkedIn will find you the qualified candidates, and then you can go ahead and schedule the interview and find the right person for your team. The best part about LinkedIn as well is that it's a social media network, so you can use the overall logo or the overall graphics that says you're hiring. That way your whole entire network will know that you're looking for the best and the best and brightest talent. So make sure you go to linkedin.com/KFTV to post your job for free. That's right. LinkedIn.com/KFTV to post your job for free today. Terms and conditions apply. Okay, let's get to the Fanchise channel members, man. They are locked and loaded in the Discord, so let's get to them. Let's start with LD. LD, go ahead and unmute your mic. LD, are you there on the Discord? Do we have LD? Okay, LD going once. All right, man. Mid Show the Motivator, are you there? Unmute your mic. Mid Show.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? First shout out to everybody in the members lounge. I was having a conversation with them about the team.
Nice.
First of all,
Was LD hogging the mic? What was LD? Was LD?
yeah, listen, nah, LD. I would say me and LD, and the rest of the members seen eye to eye on certain points of time. Thibodeau, you know what I'm saying? I, nah, but I would definitely say this right here. This game was definitely a show to a showing for Tom Thibodeau. Just to start it off.
About it. Let's hear it. I want to hear that.
So for a little minute, even during the Detroit series, we had our gripes with Tom Thibodeau and his lack of rotations and his decision making and things like that. In this game, like you said, he has to throw everything in the kitchen sink at this team, and we've seen a lot of things that he did that we was begging for him to do.
Mm-hmm.
He finally started to do it. Right. So I really think that he was sitting up to the wee hours of the morning with his coffee cup, sitting right there in front of his TV, his laptop, whatever it is he has in his nice apartment, his nice home, and with his eyes bloodshot red, just studying this team and the series that they had with Orlando. He's going to make a difference. For sure. I think he's going to do something different in this series, things that we asked for and things that we probably didn't even think of. So that's Tom Thibodeau. Let's get to Jalen Brunson.
Let's go.
Do we have a superstar or do we have a superstar?
Oh, yeah.
You know who he reminds me of?
Uh-huh.
He reminds me of a certain player who his family has had a relationship with him growing up, and he wears that man's sneakers. We have our own Kobe, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Knicks version of Kobe the Bean Bryant. This man, Jalen Brunson, is an assassin. Every team that we go up against in clutch time is scared of this man. I'm scared of him, and I don't even play.
Yeah.
This man he is a monster. Oh man, I can't say enough. This game got me so hyped. I'm a driver, and I was listening to this game when I seen this man hit a 3 and then come back the next play, cross up off the screen, step back and shoot a 3 again. Oh man, yeah. Listen, I was screaming. I was screaming in the streets of New York. I'm sorry. That's just what I was doing.
That's what makes you a fan, man. That's what makes you a fan, bro.
Last point. OG monster. That's what we need. He is a beast. He said, listen, y'all talking about Mikal Bridges is going to be the third option when this whole season started. He's going to be the third option. No, he's going to be the option behind me because I'm going to make sure that y'all are getting what y'all paid for. I'm not just a 3-and-D player. I'm an all-around player. I'm the next Kawhi Leonard. So that's him. And Mikal Bridges, that's what we needed tonight. That's what we traded those 5 picks for. You go and snatch that ball, brother. You in this game. We done. We needed this win, and the Knicks came out with it. Man, I'm so happy with this team. Oh, man. Yo, listen, thank you guys for taking my call. Shout out to CK for the play-by-play. He definitely helped me out while I was on the road. Shout out JD, Alex. I know you was out there shouting for the Knicks in Beantown. They're all them Boston fans. They was arrogant. Brother. Yeah. They was arrogant. Yeah. I know they thought they was gonna win this. Nah, you gonna have to come with more than that. Your 63s ain't gonna be enough. I need 70. Salute to you, CP. Y'all have a great night, fellas.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man. Mitch, Show Motivator on the Discord by way of looks like he's on his Xbox or something. He had like a little Xbox icon. So shout out to Mitch, Show Motivator. Daniel, throw the graphic up with Starberry, man. Throw the graphic up with Steph if you have it. I was in the middle of the watch party. Scroll down a little bit, Daniel. I was in the middle of the watch party, and Steph hit me on the FaceTime. And scroll up to show Steph's reaction. That'll just tell you what the Knicks fans were feeling like. Scroll up a little bit to Steph's face, Daniel. Scroll up. That'll just tell you right there, man. that was right after, man. Right after. And everybody was just going crazy. But shout out to Starberry, man. Yeah, that's it right there. That was all of us, man. He's a Knicks fan first. So we'll see if we can get him on the show tomorrow and just recap this. But man, great win by the squad and much needed. It was there. They took it. And again, this is look, we'll see what type of what Boston comes back with to counter, because you got to expect more from them. But for the Knicks, I feel like this is just, again, momentum builders for this team. And I continue to say, I've said it before the playoffs started, we have not seen the best of this team just yet, flaws and all. And, we're seeing killer instinct right now. Cap has already had it. He's had it already. That's a constant. But the dog locked in. Mikal locked in. The grittiness. This is why the playoffs are a different season, and you cannot necessarily project what this team is going to be, because the playoffs are different. Look at what the Pacers are doing right now. Look all across the league. The playoffs are different, right? Right, JD? And how about this? As we talk about the playoffs, everybody's talking about, oh, this is how you need to load management players to get you there. Well, look at what's going on in Cleveland right now. Darius Garland might not even come back. And in the midst of the playoffs, they might not have Evan Mobley or DeAndre Hunter in game 2. You can't plan for that, man. Can't plan for it, bro.
Yeah. And, Danny, when you have a chance, throw that Jason Tatum soundbite, because I think this is what you cause when you win a game 1, and it continues CP the theme of what we said with the Pistons and what you said earlier about how, wait, this is light. Well, it doesn't seem to be light for Jason Tatum, because it looks like he's already feeling some of the early pressure going down 0-1, but also acknowledging that, hey, the Knicks are, the game was a little physical, to the point where he's even saying maybe we shouldn't play with refs. So you got the player now thinking. You have him thinking about something off the court, in terms of the way the style of the game now. And you've made your imprint now. You've made a statement to them. They're acknowledging to you right now, this is now physical. They had just acknowledged it to you.
Yeah.
And Josh Hart also talked about how, hey, we got our bats, the Pistons hit us with bats, whatever he said about, the 6 games. And then he said something along the lines, well, we brought the bats here to Boston for this game 1. So you can start to see a little bit how the Pistons series might have rewired the Knicks a little bit. You look at OG dunking. I'm telling you, don't think it's not intentional the way he kicked his leg out, knowing Jason Tatum's right there. Look at Mikal with the emotion, talking trash after. I'm telling you, man, like that Pistons series, if it would have been the Bucks, I don't think they would have had this mindset. It would be too much of a finesse series.
You're right.
Listen to what Tatum is saying right here. So whenever you have a chance, Daniel, play that so that we can all listen to it.
And
Daniel, can you play the clip?
How do you not let your frustrating with lack of calls prevent you from attacking?
It's playing no audio.
If you don't think you're going to get a call, is that connected at all?
No, that don't connect. I mean, it's the playoffs. Like, we probably should just play without the refs. Like, it's how physical it is. So that don't really cross my mind at all.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, that's what the physicality is about in the playoffs, and that's one thing I felt like coming out of that Pistons series. Like, if the Knicks could have got out of it healthy, it would just help them be just a little bit more battle tested. And it's funny, when I watched this game, that's why I was more frustrated. Like, yo, like, you're not getting knocked around. Like, you're just kind of. You're just kind of existing. Like, go out there and take it with force, like that Pistons series. That's what you had to do. What they did. and they woke up in the nick of time, for lack of a better word, and they went out there and got it. So great job by Cap, Wingstop, and the boys. Shout out to our guy J Cal, fellas, a $200 super chat. We got 5,000 people in the building. We can't even take that for granted. We got the number one show for the fans, by the fans, first and foremost. Got 5,000 people in it. We got Jason Calcanis. Shout out to J Cal, the host of the All In podcast, probably one of the top podcasts in the country right now when he's talking about politics, tech, everything. And also this week in startups. Shout out to J Cal, man. That's my guy. He says $200 super chat. He says we brought in OG and Bridges to counter Boston in the playoffs, and we did that tonight. Knicks in 7, dog fight. Let's go, man. Well, in my heart, fellas, I did say Knicks in 7. In my head, I did, as an analyst, I said Boston in 6. But tonight, I'm going with my heart, man. Let's go, man. I'm going with Cap. I'm going with the dog. I like how they responded on the road tonight. I'm going to the Garden game 3. It's going to be ferocious, but we got to take care of business on Wednesday. Take care of business on Wednesday, man.
Gotta take care, yeah.
We could have a wounded dog on our hands, but the Knicks are going to have to earn it. You know, the Russians are going to do everything in their power to help Boston out here, and we can't. You know, that was one of the things early in this game where the Knicks got into a little bit of trouble was, again, those mistakes. And Boston comes back and they either draw contact, they get the threes, you know, they do Boston things, man. So the Knicks have to guard against that, but that's where I'm going to the bodega early and often. What do you guys think, Ben?
Well, the Kobe Bryant, well, first the caller with Kobe Bryant mentioned Kobe, and I think it's funny because little nugget here, there's only been 3 players to score 75 plus fourth quarter points through their first 7 games of a postseason run in the play-by-play era. And that is Jalen Brunson 2025, Steph Curry 2023, and Kobe Bryant in 2008.
There you go.
3 players.
That's there you go, man. Yes, sir. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Fellas, shout out to the rhyme animal Chuck D. He throws a $100 super chat in the ring. Salute to the family, man. Salute to the rhyme animal Chuck D. He says, listen, game 1 for the ages. We got Piston scars. Celtics too pretty. They should have went to the Met Gala tonight. Yeah, Met Gala is tonight. It is tonight in New York City. We are ugly and gritty, says the rhyme animal. He says, how about the hack of Mitch in the second quarter was Bush League. We, New York, we cannot be crying in the third quarter as fans. Man up, fan up, stand up. OG conditioning. Mikal Iron Bull. Credit to Thibs. Shout out to the rhyme animal. We're giving credit to Thibs tonight. Shout out to him. And Mikal got hurt, you know, on the first play. He got hurt on the first play. He took a spill later in the game. I think we got to give him a lot more credit, man. He's tough. Mikal Bridges is tough, man. We got to give him a lot more credit, man. 100%.
The Mitch thing is scary, guys.
Yeah. They went hack a Mitch. Wasn't that the first quarter, not the second quarter?
It's scary because I told George, I was saying to George CP, I said, yo, Missoula's about to scheme. Missoula's really about to scheme Mitch out of this series.
He is. Yeah.
He's really about to like get it to a point. If Mitch can't get to Steven Adams level, you know, Steve Kerr did the same thing. Steven Adams was able to hit 1 out of 2, where eventually it's like, all right. But if Mitch is going to be this bad from the free throw line, yo, he might scheme him out of this series because of, you know, you saw it. And I was even surprised. Again, credit to Thibs. He actually went to Precious.
Precious. Yeah.
Like I thought he was going to go back to small ball or bring, you know, or like just keep it to 7 now or 6 guys. But he actually went to Precious, and it's going to be interesting because, yo, we've been asking like why Mitch is not playing a lot of minutes, but CP, there's games like tonight where there's moments where I'm like, yo, he don't look like right. He's not like, you know what I mean? Like early on, it looked like his timing defensively was a step slow.
Right.
And I'm like, he shouldn't be at that point, at this point of his ramp up. Like he shouldn't. We had 3 days off. So I'm like, man. So now you think he's not a shooter. He's not a shooter. If he's gonna struggle for the free throw line, he needs all the athleticism that he can get to put an imprint and an impact in a game. And if he's not gonna be right physically, then it's just gonna be tough.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough. And then the crazy thing is, it might not be a Mitch series in a sense if he's going to be not right, because you need him to guard the perimeter, especially if you're going to be a switching defense now. But also, as you saw tonight, when the smoke settles and you talk about certain things that you need to improve for game 2, rebounding. Celtics had what, 19 offensive rebounds or some wild number like that?
Yeah. They still
so
got
his minutes, if they're going to be in the 15s and the 20, whatever it is, have to be effective minutes. And now as I say that, it's going to be interesting though, because what's going to happen with Porzingis? Because you saw that also worked against Missoula in the second half, because as they started to accumulate fouls with Luke Cornett, he couldn't do the hack of Mitch in the second half because Porzingis wasn't in the game, and now you're not going to have any bigs.
Right.
So it's going to be. So I think the Porzingis factor will dictate how they game plan against Mitch. But if Porzingis does play, he plays his normal minutes, Mitch is going to have to figure out how to make something so he can stay out there.
You're going to have to knock him down. Like you said, I'm knocking those down.
That's it. At least 1 for 2 from the line. Like he has to go 50-50 at the very least.
Yeah. I mean, Knicks won a game where they went 17-31 from the free throw line, bro. They shot 54% from the stripe, bro. That wasn't even all Mitch.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
63s to the opponent and 19 off. Is it 19? 19 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
And you won that game.
And you won the game.
They had as much of a 20-point lead.
CP, we were the B word. We were doing that about the free throws they missed the last. What was it? Game 5 or whatever it was, and they missed like what, 8?
Game 5.
They missed like double that tonight, and they won.
Double that tonight.
They won, yeah, against a better team.
Just can't call it sometimes, man. So to everybody in the chat, man, Knicks get one. If you guys are new in the chat, we got 5,000 people in here. If you guys are new in the chat, drop a hashtag new. Type in hashtag new in the chat, and we'll shout you guys out. The chat is available for subscribers, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's free, and go ahead and leave us a comment in the chat that you are new here, and we will shout you guys out. All right, let's go through the calls. We got a lot of people on the lines. I want to get to as many people as possible. I want to hear from some new people first. Deandre, you there? On the Discord.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling it from? Well, Deandre, where you calling it from?
Yeah, I'm Deandre, native New Yorker, living in LA, med school,
Okay. Nice. Did you go to 33 taps tonight? Where'd you watch the game? 33 taps is where you want to be.
I didn't know that. I watched it at home, but
okay. Yeah, LA, everybody on the left coast in LA, man, go to 33 taps in Silver Lake. Yeah, that's where my guy Jesus Nice and the whole West Coast Knicks crew is there watching the game, man. So make sure you pull up, DeAndre.
Bet for sure. I just wanted to say, first off, welcome Deuce to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Nice for you to join us tonight. He was abysmal last year. We're going to need him for sure. And then I wanted to talk about Missoula real quick, because I heard people saying, he's the better coach and stuff. And I agree that his plan A might be the best plan A in the league. But when you take that away, the Celtics look absolutely lost. 45 missed threes. That is crazy to me. Tatum at the end, he's just jacking up threes. Like, man, I would be like, no post game, nothing. It seems like if we take that away, they don't know where else to go.
Yeah.
And then
on the flip side, that's their A game. When it's on, they'll crush you. When it's off, hey,
yeah. For sure. And with that being said, I'll say don't panic if next game they hit all of them, we lose by like 10. this is how these things go sometimes, you know. But then on
Yeah.
Thibs, right? Let's talk about Thibs.
Talk about it.
Kind of went away from the drop coverage today. We've been screaming for that all season. I guess
All
he's
year.
been saving that. And then even on the picks, I noticed even since the Detroit series that Brunson is blitzing, kind of hedging that screen, and then coming back to his man. So not a full switch, but that seems to be really effective. And I guess he's just been, saving that for the playoffs, waiting to pull that off. That seems to be working. Definitely want to see that. Um, this was a great win. There's
Big
still
win.
room for improvement. I got to clean up the free
Yeah.
throws, stay out of foul trouble, and adjust kind of to the way that they're calling it. But man, I'm really happy with it. And let's get greedy. Let's get greedy.
Let's go. Let's go get another one, man. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, make sure you pull up on 33 taps on Wednesday, man. Silver Lake, that's where you'll find them, man.
For sure, for sure.
Deandre checking in on the Discord. Shout out to Deandre, man. Salute team #new, man. Welcome to all of our new viewers here. I see Dead Talks podcast. Salute to you, Chavar Gray. Cato, salute to you, Cato. Are you Cato out in LA? Cato Kalen? No, just kidding. No, CK, don't laugh. Shout out to Do Things. Salute to you. He says he's team #new. You ain't team. You ain't team #new. Shout out Do Things. Gold Medal League. Welcome, man. Jay Nice. Welcome to you. Welcome to Alex Wright. Shout out to Alex Wright, man. WCW fame. Lucas B. Shout out to Lucas B. We got LMS Gods Torres. Shout out to you. Evans, welcome to the program, man. Ty Vales, shout out to Ty Vales. He's also, I think he's a Fanchise channel member as well. So welcome to Ty. G Wiz, salute to you. And yeah, well, that's it, man. Oh no, Janelle, you're not. Ice Handsman, you ain't #new. Salute to you. You in here all the time. Shout out to you guys, man. And shout out to Steve D638. All right, salute to team #new. Okay, we keeping it rolling on the Discord. Rapid fire. Let's go. William J, you up next. William J. William J, going once?
Yeah, I mean, can you hear me?
Yes. Where are you calling in from?
So I'm actually calling in from Florida, but born and bred New Yorker.
Okay.
So I got to say, by far, this is probably the best half in the second half that we ever played all season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we did everything that everybody said we couldn't do. We guarded the three, we rebounded, we passed, got everybody involved. And it was like, and OG was on fire. Like, it was like his hands were everywhere. But I agree with what a lot of people are saying. I think Thibs had a lot of stuff in his bag that he didn't show during the regular season that he's showing in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And you know what? Shout out to our guy Antonio Daniels, who friend of the program, and he's been on the show multiple times, and we'll bring him on to talk the series. But as a former player, he said, in the regular season, when you play these teams multiple times, you're building a binder up.
Yep.
And you don't want to put certain things in a binder because you might see that team in the playoffs. You want to save a little bit for the playoffs and show them a little something new as best as you can. So, hey, maybe that's what Thibs is doing here.
Yeah, and I like what JD was talking about earlier with Mitch. Like, I could see why he was getting frustrated because like when they started doing the hack of Mitch, like he was just like he couldn't get in the flow of nothing because every time he walked down the floor, they just jump on his back.
Yeah,
So I don't think he ever got really into the flow of how the game was going because he was just always afraid that they were just going to foul him on purpose just to put him on the line. But I think when it really changed is when they put Precious in the game. When they put Precious in the game, they couldn't foul him more. And he was a lot more agile and a lot more active when he was on the court. That I think that kind of changed the whole momentum of the game in some way or another.
Yeah, good point.
But no, like I said, man, this is by far, in my personal opinion, watching the whole season, this was probably the most complete half we played all season.
Yeah.
And it changed that, and it changed everything. And I said it before with Boston's, blueprint. You make them miss, they're gonna lose. And when they kept missing their threes, and we kept making our shots, that's how we got back in the game. And we were guarding the three, and it was making it more and more difficult for them. And that's how we got back in the game, and we won.
Yeah. Good points, man.
But hey, I just want to say I appreciate you guys. You know, you guys do a hell of a job over there, and you know, it's a pleasure to listen and hear from you guys after every game, man.
Appreciate you, man. Call back anytime, man. Great call
Thanks,
by
man.
you. That is
Appreciate
our guy, William J, on the Discord, tapping in. Shout out to William J. We got two $50 super chats in the building, man. So to you guys, shoot to my guy, Daryl Austin Jr., representing the Bay Area. Shout out to the Left Coast Knicks squad. He says, you're not a real Knicks fan if you don't love and hate this team. Reminds me of the 92 Knicks when they took the Bulls to 7 games when no one gave us a chance. Playoffs are different. He says 3 more wins to go. KFTV is clutch, whether we win or lose, man. Shout out to Daryl, man. He's representing New York, but he's also out there in the Bay Area as well. So shout out to Daryl, man. Big friend of the program. Gary Riker, fellas, Fanchise channel member, friend of the program, $50 super chat. Says, great win, big time. These Knicks showed grit and fight. Let's take this to game 2 and take another. Total game effort. OG, Hart, Cat, Mikal, Deuce. Let's give Thibs props. This was huge. Okay.
Was this the Thibs game? Do we call it the Thibs game? Since as we're giving, certain names and calling, calling the moments for Brunson, calling the moment for Mikal Bridges,
the precious
talking about OG. Do we call this the Thibs game? Is this his biggest win in his Knicks career as a head coach? Being that it was a win, CP.
Yeah.
But not only was a win, is what was designed to get us to the win. And him being a part of that game plan and design. We talk about the game plans going into the game sometimes gets criticized. We talk about the game plans going into the second half sometimes gets criticized. We talk a lot about how could he even figure this out with this 5-out offense. So it was a lot of questions and a lot of anticipation on how flexible is he going to be with the defensive scheme that may be needed to give us a shot in this series. And so this was, I think, a huge moment in not only winning this game, but again, designing the game plan to give us a chance and put the players, in this case, Jalen Brunson, as you mentioned, get it close, get us there. And then now the players will take us home.
Well, you know what, man? I'm just going to let you just, I won't even step on that, man. I'll let you have, I'm just a conductor here. I'll just let you have that comment, man. And we'll clip that up and put that out there on social media. Tyler's TM, let's put that out there on social media. Okay. Moving.
What a setup. What a setup. I'm thinking we're about to have a conversation. I saw the hand signal in the back. I'm like, who is he? He's hitting it up. He's like, yo, clip it right now. Clip it.
Yeah, nah, bro.
You know what?
Man.
Hey, listen,
that
man.
was a setup, man. I'm just trying to be objective, but it's all right. You set me up back.
Hey, it's okay, man.
My man was pouring his heart out, bro, giving him some
he left me alone, man. I'm trying to give him the stage. He's like, damn, the way you set it up, I don't want the stage. Damn. All right, that's how you do me, right?
Bro, you spoke so well, so eloquently. All I could do is mess it up, man. I'm gonna let you have it, man. You got it.
He said TM loaded up.
He said it all right there, man. We'll put that out loaded up on a reel, you by yourself, and we'll let the social medias, react accordingly, man. That's what we'll do. Man. That's what we'll do.
All right, man. Go ahead, do your thing.
Oh my god! All right, Mark, add. I'll mute your mic. Mark.
Hey guys, 0-8, 0-10, 0-15. It doesn't matter what the score is in the regular season, right? This is the playoffs. This is where you come to play. This is where you come to ball, and this is when the Knicks are actually showing what kind of team they are. And today, it's exactly what we were talking about coming in. If we're going to beat the Celtics, it needs to be a team effort, a cohesive unit. We need to use everything and anything that we can have. You know, we got to have good bench minutes. We got to have everyone playing their roles. And everything came to fruition today. And that's what I want to see moving forward. You know, like Thibodeau, the Thibodeau adjusted. You know, he's taking timeouts now. Who knew he could take timeouts when the momentum is shifting? You know, like he's doing it quick. He's making adjustments, making changes, showing things that we haven't seen before, and it's getting me excited. I came in like you. I was like, okay, you know, Celtics in 6, or like, you know, I'll be happy if we get a couple games off of them. Now it's like seeing these adjustments, seeing what's going on, seeing how the team is playing. You know, we have a really good chance to take this all the way and beat this team. You know, this is looking really good. Granted, there are some things that really, like, for me, some of the stuff that was really catching my eye that kind of frustrated me was, for example, like the amount of times that I saw Drew Holiday get rebounds under the rim against Cat and against the rest of those boys. Like, I was just like, it was like, come on, man. How is he getting down there? He's like pulling the Josh Hart, but he's even smaller. It's like, what's going on here? You know, it's like we got, and obviously the free throws, but like clean up these things. And this team is really playing as a unit right now, and they're playing for each other. And you can see the excitement on the bench. You could see all the players. Like when Hart and Cat were going at it, when Hart took that shot, was supposed to take the shot, but really he tried passing it to Cat down low. You saw them jaw, and after that, it was just like, you know, back at it. Everyone, you know, together as a unit.
Yeah,
Same thing with like.
And you know what? Like on that play, and not to cut you off, but on that play, you know, and people hit me on Twitter, like, man, what's up with the turnovers? You know, it was frustrating, but I was like, you know what? They're gonna lock in. They're gonna lock in, man. It's just early jitters. They're gonna lock in, and again, I just continue to feel like the game was there for them, and you know, it just took the second half for them to put it all together and take it, and they got it done.
And I loved seeing the audio on Mitch as well, the veteran on the team, hyping them up, just saying, we got this. Doesn't matter how much they were down. Like, you could see that they're really, you know, this is a team that wants it. This isn't a team that's playing lackadaisical. This isn't a team that, you know, there are some games in the season we saw, it felt like they didn't want it, or their heart wasn't there like it normally is right now. And I think that Pistons series, the best thing that could have happened to us. Like the way they fought us just prepared us so well for this series, and moving forward, it's just going to be, you know, amazing.
Where are you calling in from, man? Which mark is this?
Calling from Brooklyn. I've called in a couple times before. Yep.
To you, man.
I'm always on the lives with CK.
Okay,
Mark, holding it down, man.
Holding it down, man. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it, man. Call back anytime, man.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. All right, next up, Shawn Shepherd, man. Our guy Shawn checking in on the left coast. CK. Shawn, what's good, bro?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, man. We here.
So you know why I'm calling tonight?
Yes.
To give you your flowers.
Yeah.
You know, half the time that you and I are exchanging texts, I know you're thinking to yourself, this brother crashes out way too much for his health.
Nightly.
Right? And it's always the same topic. We won't get into the topic until the end of what I got to say. But I said Boston was playing with their food. You agreed and said, you know, and it's gonna cost them. That's why I think we got this. I'm like, we got this. You're like, we got this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're right. Well, here are your flowers, CP. I appreciate you from keeping me from having a stroke. But I have a confession. I got a confession.
Yeah.
I was so locked into the game, like paying attention to what the Knicks are doing. I did not notice that Porzingis was out until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he didn't. He left after like the first. How many minutes did Porzingis get tonight?
And I did not pay any attention to that. So when the game was over, I was like, okay, part of me wants to give this dub an asterisk because they didn't have him. But the bottom line is Boston was up 20 without him.
That's right. That's right.
So I don't even want to say they blew it. We took it from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got to give props to Deuce. Thank you for showing up. Without those 11 points, we don't win this game. And when Thibs talks about not having to shoot well, to play well, I'm convinced he's talking about Bridges. I'm convinced of it. And at the same time, as poorly as he played offensively tonight, did you not expect him to do something in crunch time? Because I did. We've come to expect him to wake up in crunch time with either timely buckets and stops. And people can say what they want about him all season. He's been clutch for us.
He's been big
all season long.
Yeah.
And when you look at the box score, five stocks, three steals, 2 blocks, heroic performance. And I got to close with this. Tom Thibodeau has 9 lives. He's got 9 lives. 9 lives.
Yes,
I'm out.
Salute, man. Salute my guy, Sean Shepard, man. CK, you know him, man. He's representing the left coast Knicks squad. And yeah, he let me see. What time did he text me? He texted me at this was 8:48. No, yeah, this was 8:48. So this was like an hour and 48 minutes into the game. And he said, I feel like Boston's playing with their food right now, not gonna lie. And I said, look, this is exactly why the Knicks are gonna take this, man. I said, it's right there. It's
Chat
right
said
there.
that you told him to call in.
No. Sean's been with us since the inception, man. No, I don't gotta tell him to call in. He's replay gang 100. He just don't call in. He's replay gang, man. Yeah, he hits me on a daily, man. So I get all his messages. But yeah, I told him, man, we right there. We're good. We are okay. So we'll see what the status is of Porzingis, but look, he's right, man. Mikal Bridges has really delivered for this team, and with a team with a lot of people who require the ball in their hands, it requires others to do the sacrificing and do the dirty work, and he's doing it in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, remember the chat and the play-by-play were crashing out and talking about he should have been subbed out earlier and he shouldn't be in the game. He's not giving us any offense. But I was trying to explain to him, like, we were just talking about how we need rebounds. Right now, Mikal sitting at that time, he was sitting at like 7 or 6 rebounds, right? We're talking about how, we're trying to move the ball. Mikal Bridges, if you were paying attention, majority of the third and the fourth quarter, he was the one with the ball in his hand. He had high assist game again today. So it's like, we know the points were not happening for Mikal, at least until he hit that big 3 in overtime. But it was the little things. JD mentioned like a Draymond Green type of thing. That you saw that from Mikal. It was a bunch of the little things. My favorite play was that he had that air ball mid-range jumper, and he was fouled, but it wasn't called. Yeah. And we were so used to, peace and love, but we were so used to like the cats and the hearts complaining and telling the referees, where's my foul? Mikal didn't do that. Because literally right in the same play, defensively, goes down, gets the stop, jumps, saves the ball, which throws and ends up being the dunk we talk about with OG and Anunoby. It's the little things that is why I push so hard for Mikal Bridges since we made a trade for him, because I feel like he just has we've always needed that guy, and on top of that, we know that he has the capability to give us 20 when that happens. We saw it when Brunson was out. He has the capability to average that 20 and stuff. So tonight, in 51 minutes, to have that level of intensity throughout the entire time, I'm loving, how you got your flowers, Mr. CP. I'm just loving hearing all the U-turns and the backtracks from all the, 5 pick. Oh man, we gave up 5. I'm loving the U-turns and the praise that's going Mikal's way. All of a sudden now Mikal wins you a little game 1, and now he's getting some love. I'm loving it because I feel like this is the kind, like Shawn said perfectly. He's had a lot of those kind of moments all season long, winning us games with blocks. Today, snatching the ball out of the hands of Jaylen Brown. Very, very big impact. But now we got to see him do it throughout the remainder of this series for sure.
Wait a minute. Did the Nuggets just beat the Thunder?
They stole it, bro. They stole it.
Wow. Aaron Gordon again? Hang on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, wow.
Bro, that dude, oh boy.
Chet misses the second free throw Here he comes. Christian Brown to Brody. Brody races up to half court to Aaron Gordon for three. He got him.
So
CP.
all home court lost.
CP.
All home court lost.
CP.
All the home court teams lost. Yeah, Cavs.
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
There's only one player that might be better than Jalen Brunson. Do you see what Jokic did tonight? You want to read those numbers real quick?
I didn't, man. I was focused on the post game. What did he do tonight? Let me see.
I'm not even going to tell you. Just take the few seconds, look for it.
Hang on. Jokic.
Because you talk about their
22-6. Oh my God. 50% from the field. Oh my God. 10 of 13. Oh my God. Wow.
Bro.
Played by Westbrook
Against
too.
OKC, bro?
Against OKC. Well, who the
In
hell
OKC.
started him anyway?
In OKC.
My heart. I heard it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, he's the guy supposedly. And we were like,
Gordon 22 and 14.
Lee Aaron
He
Gordon.
won with Michael Porter Jr. scoring 2.2 and 4.
This is why, bro. Like they made that coaching change, but sometimes, man, when you got a special player, you got a special player, bro. Because a lot of people thought, hey, the Clippers gonna win that series. Especially after how it went early, and Jokic said nah. And now it's like they're regaining kind of that championship pedigree again. It's crazy.
Brody scored 18 off the bench too.
Yeah, he had a good game, man. He was juiced up because of OKC.
Yeah.
And how about to start the second round? You got the lower seed winning game one all around.
No home court. No home court.
Right? Indiana.
Lower
seed.
Let's see what happens with the Wolves. Who's the lower seed? Wolves and Golden State. Golden State.
Golden State, but it's 6-7. So it's the
6-7, right?
Is it the same?
I think the Wolves are going to beat them anyway.
It's not like 4-1 Denver, OKC. Even the Knicks being 3-2, but the talk of how strongly favored the Celtics are, and then obviously Indiana and then Cleveland.
Wow.
Yep.
You can make the case that this Warriors Timberwolves is a coin flip series.
True.
That's why that series is going to be good because of that.
True indeed, man.
It's crazy, man. I like that. We need that, man.
Yeah.
I think it's been a great night for the NBA, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Great night.
Needed too.
Because in the second round, you saw in the first round, some of those first couple games was like, what is this? With the Heat and some of these other first round matchups. But man, you talk about a double header tonight to start this second round. NBA had a great night.
Inside the NBA even got Bridges on the marquee. I'm good, man. Great night, bro. Great night, bro. It's been a great night. Let's go, baby.
Great night.
Let's go.
You know what? What I'm gonna do Tuesday, not tonight, because we still got a lot of calls to get through. Let's do another giveaway, man. Tuesday, we gave away last week. We gave away a Knicks playoff pack. Let's give away another one, man. We got another one. This is straight from the Garden. So for those of you, especially those of you who can't make it to the Garden for these playoffs games, I'm gonna give away a Knicks t-shirt. This is what they put on the seats at the Garden. It comes with a cup. And then everybody don't got these. You got to be in the exclusive parts of MSC to get one of these. I didn't drink from it anyway. It's clean. A playoff cup. And I'm also going to give you a playoff towel as well, straight from the Garden. I don't have it in here with me in the studio. But, yeah, this is what we're going to do, man. The playoff T-shirt that they put on the seats, the cup, and the towel, man. So I'm going to give one of you guys at home Fanchise channel members only, so you got to join the Fanchise channel members. But for the Fanchise channel members, maybe I'll do a show tomorrow. I'll call Steph, see if he wants to come on, and we'll do that giveaway tomorrow for a Fanchise channel member. If we can't do it tomorrow, then we'll do it Wednesday on the pregame show prior to game 2. But I'll give you guys an opportunity to get a piece of Madison Square Garden. Last week, El Dantastico took it home. So this week we'll see who will win it. And it'll come with a towel as well, the towel that they give out at Madison Square Garden. So for those of you that can't be there, I'll give you a little, chance to be there, if you will. All right. Let's get through the rest of the call. 4,000 people on the check-in, man. Number one show for the fans by the fans. Make sure you guys are like, share, and subscribe, especially the share. A lot of you guys are in group chats every day. You're going to work, but you're not really at work. You're in the group chat, talking about the game tomorrow. Drop it in your work group chat, your WhatsApp, your Instagram, wherever you have a group chat. Drop the link to this show in there and let them know about the #1 post-game show after every Knick game. We are live. We do a ton of content. We did a ton of content this week, from the previews to the play-by-plays. You already know what it is, man. All right, let's get to it. Grabba on the Discord. Get on, meet your mic. Rapid fire. Let's go.
Yo.
How you doing?
What's good, yo? It's Nick from Flatbush.
Yo, Nick, how you doing?
I'm good. Oh, my bad. Yo, I'm going to say, I just joined the Discord, channel membership, all that. Yo,
Yes,
shout out to everybody in the Discord. We've been talking for like an hour, so it's been
Nice.
nothing but vibes in there. But
yeah, let them know about the Discord, man. It's popping in there, man.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, it's popping in there, man. We've been in there damn near since the show, before the show even started, just chatting in there, man. It's real vibe. So join the Discord if you ain't in the Discord. But all I'm gonna say is, man, we went in they building and snatched they chain, man. Straight up like that, man. Real New York vibes, man. Went in they building, snatched they chain. If we play defense like that, bro, we could beat anybody in this league. I ain't scared of nobody, man. Let's get this done, man. I'm rapid fire, Knicks in 6, man. Come on, tee me up, man.
Nick and Flashbush, salute to you, man. Triple M, let's go. Triple M in the building, let's go. You was nervous today too, man. Talk to him, man. You was nervous today. Triple M.
DK, JD, CP, y'all hear me good?
Yeah, loud and clear, man. Tell him how you was nervous today, man. I saw that.
What's going on? Yo, come on, bro. Come on, man. Look, listen. You know, it's Cinco de Drinko, so the family be going crazy. So I have to do a family vibe today. But don't worry, Wednesday we going crazy, all right? So, rapid fire. Look, great win. But this is not even a win. This is a message for the New York Knicks squad and the New York Knicks fan, okay? If you scared, go to church. Everybody was like, oh, it's over. Game over. No, Celtics. You know, I said, if you scared, go to church or get a dog. Either or, all right? Now, let me talk to you, bro. I am 31 years old. I grew up on the Shannon Anderson, Howard Ivy. That was my earliest memory as a Knicks fan, all right? Look, the other day I went to a watch party and I copped the merch, right? And I recommend everybody do this, because on the front of the hoodie, it said against all odds. Against all odds. And that is what the New York Knicks squad is doing right now. Against all odds, we out here, man. This is not only for the squad, this is for the city. New York, for the fans from 1999 that struggled, that haven't seen no winning since then. For the young fans, the little babies like myself that haven't seen no winning. This is for us, baby. Let's go. Let's finish it off. Knicks in 6. That's all I got to say. I'm out of here. Triple M with the energy. Rapid fire. Game over.
Tequila.
You going to game 3? You go to game 3?
We at the Garden for game 3. What's good, man?
Come on, man. Game 3, Saturday, 3 p.m. You already know what Triple M is going to be. You don't even got to question that, fellas. Y'all know what Triple M is going to be. Game 3 outside in the Garden, and then you're going to see me outside in the mezzanine. And if the Knicks is up 2-0, I might be climbing a light pole. I ain't going to lie. I might be climbing a light pole. I might be outside. I might be swimming with Spider-Man or doing some crazy stuff. You already know what Triple M does, man.
Salute to Triple M in the building, man. Salute to you, man. Salute. All right, that was our guy Triple M in the building. Watch party was crazy tonight. Shout out to everybody that pulled up at the Ainsworth. Wednesday, we will be back at the Ainsworth Wednesday, same time, 5:00. Happy hour specials. DJ Eric L Beats on the 1s and 2s. We're still trying to coordinate the live show with Bleacher Report, so we will do that. You know, we did that to kick off the season. We're still working with our guys at Bleacher Report to coordinate the logistics on that, to do the live show on site. Saturday, we are working with the Knicks for our alumni meet and greet, pregame show / VIP meet and greet. Last time we had John Starks for game 1. And so we are working on another alumni. We'll see who it is this time. We'll let you guys know on Saturday. So just giving you guys a heads up if you're in the tri-state area. Make sure that you guys pull up because, hey, one of your favorite Knicks may be pulling up to have a live show pregame and a pregame meet and greet with the fans. All right, so make sure that you guys are staying in contact with us. And if you guys use the link for the newsletter, TM, if you drop the link in the newsletter, make sure that you guys are signing up for the newsletter. That way you can get the news and the updates right to your email for all KFTV events, news, whatever the case may be. Make sure you're getting into your newsletter because a lot of you guys, sometimes you guys ask like the same questions, like, you know, what's the details on the watch party? What's the details with this? Well, if you get it right to your email on the newsletter, then that way you'll be set. So make sure you guys are signing up for the newsletter. All right. Okay. Who else we got here? Somebody had dropped a $50 super chat. I'm trying to find them right now. Shout out to Notorious Nick. Welcome to the Fanchise channel members. Notorious Nick. Oh, salute to my guy. There he goes. There we go. No, I got that one. Larry, I got Daryl Austin. I'm trying to find it. Larry Medina. Where's Larry at? Here we go. Larry Medina, another one, man. Coast Knicks. And day one, KFTV supporter, Fanchise channel member, $50 super chats is hyped after the Knicks win. Watched at a bar in LA, and the Celtics fan behind me vanished fast. Bought shots for every Knicks fan. This one's for KFTV. Let's go. Shout out to LinkedIn. My wife leads social media marketing there. Big win all the way around. So Larry knows about the power of LinkedIn. Shout out to him and his wife. Shout out to him and his wife as well, who is the head of social marketing there. Shout out to Larry and a longtime supporter of the show. $50 super chat for Larry. Okay. Who else we got here? Swiss Knife says, "Thank you, CB. I've been struggling to find the watch parties." Oh man, we tell y'all every day about the watch party. Well, actually, here in New York, Swiss Knife, I don't know where you are, but at least in LA, you can go to 33 Taps in Silver Lake. You know, if you're in New York, we at the Ainsworth, man. Just pull up at the Ainsworth, and we going crazy out there. So, yeah, just pull up over there, man. No problem. Okay, Big V from Harlem. Big V, getting on me. Fire, let's go.
Yo. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
So I'm doing good. Salute. 3 CP faces. Peace, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What a win. What a win. I told CK on X that he said, "Oh, we got to get one." I said, "I want both of these motherfuckers." Didn't I? I said that. My man, I want both of them. Like my man said, we went into Boston and we snatched their chains. I got to say this. I'm from the 80s. I was born in 81. I'm 44 years old. I grew up on 90s Knicks. We had Patrick Ewing and a bunch of others. And we went to war with MJ, Reggie Miller, and none of them ever scared me. I always thought we was going to come out on top. You know what I'm saying? Now we got Beige Jesus himself. Clutch player of the year. You know what I'm saying? The Beige Mamba. You hear me? We got us one. And we got demons on the wings. You feel me? This is our airplane. We scared people.
Yes.
And JB, our 6-foot superstar, puts the fear of God into every defender on the court. You understand that? We go to war with that man. I don't fear nobody when he's on the court. When he hurt himself, like Thibs said, he go in the back and he put that S on his chest and he put his cape on. And he come back out and he wins the games, y'all.
Yeah.
Pull your skirts up. This our team. We from New York. We pound our chest. We put our Timbs on. We stomp people out. We don't fear nobody. You understand?
Yeah.
Here, Boston, y'all won a chip. Y'all had an easy run too. I want to say that. It was easy. We wasn't healthy last year. We healthy this year. Look what we did. Yeah, we was down 20 and we took your soul in y'all building with them ugly ass leprechauns. Excuse me, family show. I know. Them ugly ass leprechauns in the middle of the court. But we took that. We coming back again on Wednesday. I'm out. Thank you very much, God. Peace.
Let's go. All right. Salute to J V from Harlem. Big V. Okay, moving on. Tone, get him.
You hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Tone?
I'm pretty good, man. Y'all don't smell that? Y'all don't smell that 12-piece hot honey rub from Wingstop right now?
Let's go.
Wingstop is open right now, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's great freaking win. I ain't gonna lie, man. They had me shaky a little bit. I was like, all right, man, just cut it down to like 10. Then we got it, man. And then once we go on that run, I was like, oh, we got it. But I want to be greedy, man. We need this one on Wednesday, man. Take this one, celebrate today, and then lock in again, and let us go. Because if we go to MSG 2-0, oh yeah, it's over. They probably take one in MSG, but if we go 3-1, it's a wrap. I want them to be greedy, man. Take this thing, just be greedy, man. Take this win, bro. Like, we needed this, bro. Not for all of them, man.
Well, look, clearly you're going to get their best shot, their best defensive effort. Look, they're gonna force the issue, and so they will get the benefit of the whistle. To me,
the
the Knicks
pressure on them.
put the pressure on them. Big bodega. Go back to the bodega.
That's why I said earlier before you were here, CP, about how I feel that the math could have been the same math going into the Garden in terms of winning one game in TD. It could have still been a 1-1 series, but I think it matters how and when you get that first game. And that's why I thought tonight was more important to win tonight than to win game 2, because you know the team is going to respond. So just win game 1, because now what you did is you've already accomplished the objective before we even get to game 2. Now the other team has the pressure, and they're the home series. You've snatched home away. And then the best part of winning game 1 is if at any point, especially late in the game or in the second half, you're up 5, you're up 6, if you're up 7, it starts to get interesting in terms of the possessions and the pressure and the anxiety for the other team, right? Like now, because if you're gonna play, if the Knicks put pressure on them in game 2, it could get very interesting if you happen to get a lead at some point in the fourth to start the fourth. Let's see what this team is made of. You accomplished that by winning game 1, whereas if you were lost game 1, it would have been. Now we're looking at, you're basically saying this is the season for us in game 2.
Yeah,
so winning tonight, I felt, was more beneficial for them than if they would have won game 2. And even though the math would have been the same math.
Good points. Zach in LA. Zach, go ahead. I'll mute your mic. Zach.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you doing?
Yo, CP, CK, JD, no cap. First thing, when I saw the sponsor of the night, I looked at my wife. I was like, we're going to win this game when it was Wingstop.
Yeah.
I literally, and she's like, I'm taking the kids out for dinner. I don't want to hear you. But no joke. This was a team effort. Honestly, like you got to give it to everybody on tonight's. I mean, look, JD, JB is obviously a monster when it comes down to clutch time. Mikal Bridges, fourth quarter and overtime. My guy is just he's unbreakable. The dude just knows how to dig deep and find it. Like he said at the end of when he was on the mic at the end of the Piston series, is like, this team is built for this ish, right? It's a complete team effort, and this tonight showed that this is a team and they were built for this ish.
Yeah, we got you. All good, man. Appreciate the call, man. Zach in LA, man. They were definitely built for it, man. Appreciate the call. LD, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Gentlemen, good evening.
Yes. How are you, sir?
I was waiting for this one.
You're waiting for this one? That's what I'm going to say.
This is all you. This is what you've been saying, right?
First off, before I do that, hold on. Before I do that, shout out to Tom Thibodeau. I will give credit where credit is due. This was 100% Tom Thibodeau. I've got to give him credit. Watching the second quarter, watching how easy it was for Boston to score, I'm like, yo, what are we doing? I'm not even mad that they're winning the game. I'm mad that Jaylen Brown literally just had a layup. It looked like they were teaching JV how to play basketball. Whatever happened in that locker room coming into the second half, shout out to Tom Thibodeau. I got to give props to Tom Thibodeau. Now let's talk about the roster. I've said it from the beginning. I am not scared of the Cavs. I don't care if Garland didn't play yesterday. You saw what Indiana did to them yesterday. I've said it again. Boston's coach has done a good job with the roster, but I do not believe their roster overall is that dramatically better than the Knicks. I just don't see it. We played an amazing game today. Shout out to everybody. Again, there will be no Pritchard praise over Hart, over McBride, over anybody. Respect to him, but shout out to what Leon Rose has done since he got here. We got the guys. That's it. We got the squad. Right, JD? We got the squad?
It sure looks like it right now. We got the squad.
Say it, JD. Say it.
Hold on. He said we got the squad. It's not that it's a better roster than the Celtics, but we do have. Yeah, they built it for this moment.
Right. Like I'm seeing somebody in the comments right now saying your Rockets lost because I said the only rosters that I will put above, again, from 1 to 15 is OKC and the Rockets. Yes, the Rockets lost. They lost to a 4-time champion with the experience with Jimmy Butler. Nobody saw them making it into this, into the playoffs. But nonetheless, though, is what I've constantly said. The CBA has given every team a chance to build a competitive roster. Leon Rose has done that amazing of a job. And by the way, going into next offseason, Boston is not about to have the same roster. So that's for next season. But this season alone, I've constantly said it. If you just give the boys space to play and we don't depend on too much ISO, we got the squad, y'all. We got the squad. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, though. Good win. Really good win. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau. I can't even front.
Shout out to what? I'm sorry, sir. It's kind of late.
I've
had a busy weekend, sir. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, hold on.
I'm trying to focus here. Please say that again.
Are you gonna say that we got the roster?
I'm gonna say we got the win.
Oh wow. So you want me to say shout out to Tom Thibodeau, but you don't want to say we got the roster?
I'm just a conductor here, so I didn't hear. I'm just asking you to clarify your statement.
Nah. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau for real. Shout out to him. I can't even front. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau. So what are you gonna say next about the roster?
It's your show, sir. I'm just asking the question.
No, but I'm gonna let shout out to my boys in the Discord, by the way. Get to them. I'm gonna let y'all go. Holla at my boys in the Discord.
I'm hearing the Discord was lit tonight, man. So good conversation.
Lit, it was lit.
Nice.
No doubt. Stay up.
No doubt. For you people at home, man, that are watching and haven't been able to enjoy the Discord, make sure you guys are joining the Discord. 24/7 group chat. And then when we get to our live shows, or even, on your own, you can get into voice chat as well if you want to talk to people, as LD and the other guys are doing right now as they wait to join the show. So make sure you guys are joining the Discord, TM or any of the mods in the chat. If you can drop the Discord link, that way people can be can get involved. Okay, Eric Atlas, your turn, man. Go ahead.
4 letters, WEUP. We up. That's it.
Let's go. And that's it. Eric Atlas, rapid fire. Let's go. All right, Anthony, man, close this out. Anthony, how you doing?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing, man?
I can't complain, brother. Yo, shout out to everybody in the members lounge, man. Eric, Big V, LD, Zach from LA. Great conversation, man. Tonight, bro. I mean, listen, man. The reason why we got or traded for OG, gave him that big contract and gave up these picks for Mikal. I'm not ready to jump out the window as of yet. But this is the reason why, bro. We won this game tonight because of OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, along with Josh Hart. And of course, everybody has some contributions for sure. But bro, OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart were the key defending that perimeter. And that is the sole reason why we won tonight, bro, in my eyes. I mean, just the way we played defensively, the way Mikal Bridges met the challenge on Jaylen Brown, bro, and the emotion. Remember earlier in the year, I would get on Mikal and say, yo, where's the emotion? Where's the playing with an edge, the attitude, the grit, the sense of urgency? We saw it on display tonight, bro. Nobody thought we could win this game. Nobody. You listen to all the sports talk and all the so-called professionals talking about, oh, we're lucky, if we could even get a game. Tonight wasn't luck. Tonight was grit. Tonight was want to. Tonight was competing at the highest level. And that's what it's going to take to win this series. Can we win this series? Absolutely we can. And you know what? Just to end the call, this was more important, not just for us as fans, it's for them. Going 0-4 against Boston, losing by an average of 16 points, not even competing.
True.
not even competing.
True.
This win was important for our guys because now that they know that they could compete and not just compete, but win. It was more important for our guys. Let's go. Let's get game two. Let's get game two, or let's at least put our best foot forward to make it a competitive game. And let's go. Let's take this game by game, guys. So I just love the fact that we came back down by 20, dead in the water. We win this game, and we now have the belief that we can win this series, and we will see that moving forward. Shout out to you guys, man. I love y'all, man.
Anthony getting 5s in the chat. It's a great point, man. This was a big win for them in terms of exercising those demons. We were hoping it would come during the regular season in the last game, and they had the chance. They were right there. But hey, they did it during money time. Maybe that's a sign of things to come. Let's see. But hey, as Anthony said, man, do not sleep on those Knicks. But hey, if you do sleep on our sponsor, man, Bear Mattress. Salute to our guys at Bear Mattress because they are offering 40% off site-wide for KFTV customers and KFTV viewers by using our code KFTV. And the best thing about Bear Mattress is that one, I'm actually about to jump on mine right now because I'm tired as hell. But the best thing about Bear Mattress is that, number one, they fit the mattress to your sleeping pattern and your sleeping style. So you go on bearmattress.com, you fill out their survey or their form, if you will, with your sleeping patterns, if you have any type of, aches, the way you sleep on your back, on your stomach, however you do that. And then they match you with the mattress that they have that is best for your style. So it's a really unique service there at Bear Mattress. And the one that I got was the hybrid, was the Elite Hybrid, and they sent that to me. And look, man, it's been doing very well for me. I've been getting straight sleep, because sometimes I wake up and all of that. But with Bear Mattress, man, I've been sleeping through the night, getting a lot of good rest. And so shout out to my guys over at Bear Mattress. Once again, use our code KFTV because they're giving you 40% off site-wide. All right, you're not getting that deal anywhere else. They were the winners of the Good Housekeeping Best Betting Award of 2025. So Good Mattress, industry standard, and KFTV approved, man. Use our code KFTV at bearmattress.com for 40% off your order site-wide. Okay, CK, any idea where we left off on the Super Chats? You got to catch up.
You started reading some along the way, but I have a good idea of a lot that were missed.
Okay.
I can rapid fire and read a lot of those.
All right. Did you salute any new Fanchise channel members? Did you salute them or no?
In the beginning, yeah, I did. I got a good amount. Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
there's some I missed.
Okay. Let's see. Did you get Rondell Hartley? $10 super chat, Rondell. Knicks in 5. I'm sipping tequila tonight. Okay, shout out to Rondell.
I did. Yeah, actually, I did. Yes, I got that one. Shout
okay.
Sorry.
How about Rasheem Robinson? $5 super chat from Rasheem. Says Knicks fans. No, Knicks fans need a game plan a little bit and boo them at the Garden. Brunson and the Knicks clearly thrive in these tough environments. Well, hey, that's good, man, in terms of them being battle tested, especially on the road. GQ, $5 super chat, Fanchise channel member says all the pressure will be on the Celtics in game 2. Let it fly, New York Knickerbockers. # New York forever. Shout out to Trevor Frund. Says 15 and 60 from 3. Embarrassing. Well, let's see what happens after that. Shout out to Rondell Hartley as well, man. Chat says Knicks in 5. Oh, he said I got that one. Did you get Original Man, CK? $5 super chat?
Nope.
Oh, man, let me stop for the time. Shout out to LD. Right. Says Celtics are not unbeatable. Space and move is better than ISO. Original Man says game 6 tip-in equals 2 picks. Steal to save equals 1 pick. 3 equals 1 pick. Rip or Brown for the game equals 1 pick. Mikal earned every pick in the last 6.
All right, so equaled 5. All right, good. All right, I'm glad.
Yeah,
salute. Thank God.
Welcome to the Fanchise channel members. We had 27 new members in this one.
Yeah,
show.
man.
Add to them, man. We see always a big bag. Shea Burgess, Corey Buckets, Liggy, and Navy Guy 2006. Salute to you. We have Mark. I got the $20 super chat from Mark. Says this is the team play that we need to win the series. Great minutes from the bench. Great D on the perimeter. Hart keeping plays alive. And Bridges with solid D. Cat allowing Brunson to have isolation. Brunson just being him. Shout out to Desmond Jordan, $20 super chat says, let's family show go. I've seen all I needed to see. Jalen Brunson is our Kobe. His background story, his relationship with with the Bryant family, his mental makeup, everything. He is our Kobe. Who said we can't have nice things? Good job. Kareem Olsen Rosales.
Randolph. Let's get Randolph.
Shoot. I forgot.
We got a $20.
Sources just dropped one.
Yeah, we got a $20. He said Brunson, OG are the leaders of the team. Bring back King Julius, and we will win an NBA title. Let's go, Knicks. I'm coming to Ainsworth on Wednesday. Okay.
He ain't coming. Shout out to Randall. Kareem Olsen Rosales, $10 super chat says 8-0 in the playoffs when OG takes 14 or more shots. They have to keep moving the ball. Those end of game ISO plays are brutal. It was a little tough, but hey, with Cap, sometimes you gotta take the good with the bad, but they got out of it with a dub, so we'll take it. Shout out to Never Forgive Action. Fanchise channel, $5 super chat says Knicks 6th man of the year is the other. Let's go Knicks. Shout out to him. Who else we got? Fabian. Salute to Fabian. Benny Glenny. We can do it. He says $5 super chat. Benny Glenny. Who else we got? We have Rare Edition. Salute to you. Says keep up the elite defense to counter their predictable G League offense. What a heck of a game. Up 1-0. Put respect on our names. Let's go Knicks. Okay. We got more super chats coming in. Shout out to Logie Bear. Says we're going to Peter Lucas. Logie, when you going to Peter Lucas, man, hit me up, man. I need me a steak, man. Salute. Michael Parker. Wow, haven't heard from Michael Parker. Said salute Knicks Nation. One time for the mod. $10 super chat from Michael Parker. $10 super chat from El Don Tassico said it wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. 4 straight road wins in the playoffs. Knicks look tired. Celtics look tired in the overtime. Thank you, Thibs, for playing our guys all those minutes. Let's go Knicks. Salute to KFTV. Salute to Matt. Welcome to Fanchise channel member. Salute to Dave. The great $10 super chat says if Bridges plays like this the whole series, then we will go on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go Knicks. Shout out to Ukano. Shout out to D Olive. Shout out to Matt. Says Bridges is the hero of the 4th in overtime. $5 super chat. Shout out to Brian Orante. Says, we smoking on that CPAC tonight. $5 super chat. $10 super chat from UT Jog. Untucked Jersey OG. Oh, that's some man formerly known as Steve. Says UT Jog. Untucked Jersey OG is not a joke. Boston 63s, that's terrible, and the Knicks still hit more than them. Mikal played 51 minutes, and we needed all of it. Yeah, he did play. He did play. Basically the entire game. Yeah. Nah, you got to give him a lot of credit, man. Gotta give him credit, man. Take that for data.
Oh God.
Jet Life, $10 super chat. Franchise channel members smoking that Lucky Charms pack there. Magic. Let's go. BD Williams, $10 super chat. Franchise channel member says, let's go. Bridges played tough tonight. Said the dog is a dog. Captain Clutch is a killer. Hef Hooley, welcome to the Franchise channel members. Vic from the Sty, salute to you. Mark from the 915, welcome to the Franchise channel members. Says, let's go Knicks, no mercy. Shout out to Mark from the Sty. Eric B says, Thibs coached a great game plan. Give that man his praise. That's from Eric B. That's not me. That's not my ghostwriter. That's Eric B. Mark from 915, okay, says, let's go NY, no mercy. Santana, salute to Santana. Says, sounds Monday Night Raw. Sounds like Monday Night Raw and CKJD. CPD to use his Macho Man. All right. I think you did read.
I read that one. Yeah.
Okay. You did read Feliciano, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Eric Horn, we got him. Shout out to Haiku Homie, $5 super chat says, he says, got deported to Paris. Now my Haiku have a tariff. Should have voted for Harris. Nixon 5. Okay. Shout out to the Haiku Homie, man. Hey, he's got ballers, man. Hey, he drops Skrilla. We read them all. Eric B says $5 super chat said Thibs coached a great game. Great game playing. Oh, I got that one. Russell Whiskey, stop by Wingstop. Salute. Young Kobe, $5 super chat says, can't wait to see the clown show on Inside the NBA tonight. We took their heart tonight. Detroit series was a blessing in disguise. Shout out to Kobe. Shout out to DJ L Beats. $9, $10 super chat says, Ainsworth was a zoo tonight. Family showed them 5 picks. That's why you trade for Mikal, Brunson, and OG. Let's go. Now get greedy and go get game 2. Yeah, shout out to the Ainsworth, man. Tariq, we had a catch from Power, was in the building tonight, man. They were next to my table, man. They were there. So shout out to Michael Rainey and them for pulling up. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, $5 super chat. Says, yo, our splendid KFT announcer in stereo. Yes, let's go. Salute, man. So Tricks the Barber, $10 super chat. Says, I had the play-by-play 3 seconds ahead of the action. Couldn't take it anymore. Shout out to Blood of the Panther, $5 super chat. Says, according to NBA, the team that wins in games 1 of the 7-game series wins 78% of the time. If it's a road game, 52% of the time. Buckle up, Knicks in 6. Well, go ahead. Got to go out there and take it, man. You can't rely on statistics. Numbers are just numbers. Got to go get it. All right. Nothing crashed. Hang on. I'm still live, right?
You're good.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. All right. You guys are still sending super chats. So
they're still going. Yeah. Emil.
Did you say, are you still live?
Yeah. I was just making sure. My actual YouTube crashed. Oh my goodness.
As long as we got Daniel, we're good.
Bro, I am cool.
You near getting the glasses out?
I can't even find them, man. I've been using them in a while. Anointed 4D says they be hacking the heck out of Towns. Refs on the BS and hacking Mitch is soft, but start the third Tatum foul Towns next play, offensive foul. The Colombian Nick, welcome to the Fanchise channel members. D-Roy Bramwell, Dr. D-Roy says Bridges took that ball like a grown man. The Knicks came to play. We showed heart with that run. Referees need to chill out and stop injecting themselves. Yeah, I can't stand them. Shout out to Albert Bias and now Super Chat says Alex came, conquered, and delivered. Yeah, shout out to the Stratocaster. Was in the building and got us a W. Stop the panic. Salute says I feel like Pat Bev when we won the play-in. Shout out to AC Reyes Chronicles. $5 Super Chat says say his name and appears. I believe in Captain Clutch. I believe in Jalen Brunson. My man took the soul of TD Garden. Thought they would be louder. Mark from the 915. Salute. Says Brown got punked. New York in 4. Eric Garcia. Salute to you. Ron P. Salute. $5 Super Chat. Ron P. I got Robert Randolph. Salute to you. Salute to Vandal on the boards. Says, how about the Knicks cutting a big chunk of that 20-point lead down with Brunson on the bench? Let's go Knicks. Knicks said all day. Good points. Good points by Vandal. We have Tristan Puglia Velasquez. $5 Super Chat says, family show the refs. You know how you have to win by 15 to win by 1. You guys mean a lot to this community. Appreciate you guys. Tristan, we appreciate you, man. Pistol Pete, 79, $5 Super Chat. Still got 3,000 people on the check-in at 1 o'clock in the morning. Throw everybody in the chat right now. Cities, throw your countries, throw your flags in the chat. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from while I finish reading these super chats. DJ Iota Frat, shout out to the Frat, man. $5 super chats. It's definitely a great night tonight. Got to build off the momentum for game 2. OG and Mikal went crazy. Dude stepped up tonight for the bench. Yes, he sure did. We did have a $100 super chat from J Cal. Says, oh yeah, 60. You read that. You did that one. You did?
You did. He had 100 and he had a 50. Oh, he did. Was there a separate one?
He had 100 and a 200. I read the 200.
That's right. You're right. You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
He says, right. 63 3 attempts is disgusting and disgraceful basketball. Family show balls. Salute, man. Salute to Rhyme Animal Chuck D as well. Luca Boschetti, salute to you, says, tonight showed everything about what this team is capable of doing. Going into Boston, still game 2, and still in the second, I'm jumping out the window. Yeah, we will definitely be jumping out the window. Diallo, $5 Super Chat Fanchise channel member says, do you guys know when the Hack a Mitch rule applied during the game? Also, did we win the rebound war when Mitch was playing? No. He says, do you know when the Hack a Mitch rule applied during a game? It's anytime before 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't waste any time in this game.
Rhaegar,
But no,
NYC.
we were not winning rebounds. We were not winning the rebounds.
It was like when he came in right away, second quarter, 9-minute mark.
Yeah.
They started just
Yep.
put him in on at the free throw line.
Right. Rhaegar, NYC, $5 super chat. So like I said before, Brunson needs to use his team. We have more talent in the starting five. Hyped. Appreciate the channel. Let's go Knicks team effort.
Man, after he hit them back-to-back threes, I said, you take every single shot for the rest of the game. You take every single shot for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Tell me when he hit those back-to-backs, that's because at that moment, I'm like, bro, this is it. Like,
that's the time.
We've changed this roster. We've added different talent, but the formula still seems to be, bro, Brunson's taking us home.
Yeah. Take us
because
home.
Cat is this talent that is regarded as an all-star, but as you can see, and there's another point I made, you can't put Cat in ISO basketball late in the game, and you can't do it late in the game because what happens is when Cat starts to think he's a wing and he drives, you're in a slippery slope. If he falls and he gets no call, you saw what happened when he did that.
Yeah.
Boston's going to attack. They're going to go on a break. And guess what's going to end up happening? Someone's going to shoot a wide open three because Cat takes forever to get up and get down the court in those situations. So we got more talent. And you even saw there our lack of dribbling. That's something, whatever happens this offseason, they're going to have to add another ball handler for next season to have better offensive creation, because you see sometimes when they put pressure on OG, Mikal's more sideline to sideline. We don't really have another elite shot creator for the others around them other than Brunson.
Don't. So, yeah. Shout out to everybody checking in the tri-state area. Everybody in Texas, Lash, I see you, man. Lash checking in. Chi-Town, what's good? South Amboy. Everybody in Australia, our Australia and New Zealand family are in here heavy. Shout out to everybody down in Florida. I see you guys, man. So salute to everybody who is checking in with us, man. We got Westbrook, Maine via Shalla and Dwayne. Salute to you. Okay. We got Eric. Eric says Ainsworth was a zoo. Yes, game 2 watch party tickets will be available tomorrow morning. So make sure you guys tap in and wait for that. Let's see. Dark Souls GT, we got you. Daryl, we got you. Gary, we got you. Shout out to Bees Noriega. Shout out to Bees on the check-in. Notorious Nick, salute. Larry Medina, we got you. Soup 5142 says 0-10 versus Celtics Cavs OKC in regular season. Nick's going to beat the Celtics Cavs and OKC to win the chip. Get your FanDuel bets in now. Okay, we do our underdog bets, but okay, we got you, man. Shout out to Notorious Knicks, Marcus L. General Torre, $10 Super Chat Fanchise channel member says, we stay gritty and fearless, and we are winning the championship. Let's go. Well, it was either going to go one way or the other tonight. A win was going to say we won in the chip. A loss was going to say season's over, fire the coach. It was there was going to be no in between. Like, let's make adjustments for game 2. No, it was going to be one or the other. But hey, I'm glad, we're on the winning side of things.
I like this timeline.
I like this
for
side.
sure. For sure.
I like this side
sure.
for tonight. We'll see what happens on Wednesday.
Sure.
But it was either going to be one or the other, man. We're either the greatest or we suck, So that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Swiss Knife, welcome to Fanchise channel members. D Olive, salute. $5 Super Chats is Hacker Mitch. And lost, foul up 3 and lost. Basketball gods have spoken today. Knicks in 6. Shum Swag. Salute. Corey Mitchell, $20 Super Chat says shout out to the chat. Shout out to the entire KFTV crew in the background making the product possible. And Brunson eats pressure for breakfast. I'm glad Thibs took the defensive playbook from the Magic. Switch everything. Hey, that's going to be the name of the game against a dangerous team like this. We'll see what the injury report looks like for game 3. Let's see. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format as well. No reason to miss it. So make sure if you guys couldn't catch all of today, we do salute the replay gang as usual. Well, make sure that you guys catch us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. Ken Roberts, welcome to the Fanchise channel members. Mark Adams as well. Del Will, $10 Super Chat says 2 words, Gotham Gritty. Wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. T-shirts in stores now. Notorious Knicks, $5 Super Chat says Boston Baked Beans caught a nuclear tomb to the grill. He says we make a way out of nowhere. Salute. And Emil Beaumont-Sword checking in. I just spoke about Australia. Checking in says OG is becoming an unstoppable player. Thought a role player couldn't have a superstar impact. Never thought a role player could have a superstar impact. That's the impact of the dog, man. A two-way player, which, you know, those guys are hard to come by in this league, man. Can't take that for granted. All right. So great show, everybody. Hang on one sec. Couple things. Remember, tomorrow we'll go live at some point tomorrow. We'll just have a quick tap in. And, you know, for anybody who couldn't get on the phones, you guys can call in tomorrow as well. Remember, tomorrow we'll do our garden pack giveaway, our garden playoff giveaway, a piece of the garden on me. For those of you that can't get there, man, I'm giving you guys a souvenir. So why we like to go to the garden and collect these things for our fans, our Fanchise channel members. Also, you guys have been asking, man, the once a Nick, always a Nick merch. Oh, I got it upside down. The merch and the prints are restocked, man. The merch and the prints are restocked. So make sure you guys go get your prints. Your once a Nick, always a print. No always a Nick prints are in stock here. Against all odds, playoff merch is in stock as well. All right. Great show, everybody. CK, great job, man, on double duty. JD, great job, man. The energy was crazy. Like I said, I was hydroplaning on the LIE trying to get home. And so great job. Salute to the Stratocaster on the ground in Boston, man. So we had wall-to-wall coverage everywhere. Team KFTV was on top of it, man. What a night. Great win. You know, whatever happens in this series, tonight was one of those ones, man, that we could put in our memory banks for sure as a joyous occasion. And like I said, man, it's all about the journey. It's all about the ride, especially in the playoffs. And, you know, got to be proud of these guys, man. The effort that they gave tonight and taking this game one, this is what it's all about. Against all odds, man. Throw it up there, JD. Let's go. We out of here, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Like, share, and subscribe to support us. We out of here, man. Peace.